Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very special, very facty, very everything that you wanted in election night coverage. It's going to be with all the newest facts and it's look. We're here to tell you jokes. We're exhausted with election night coverage. We can't do this anymore. It's been a week of what the fuck, holy shit, WTF, BBQ. We can't that, and I mean, Alton Brown had a mental breakdown last night, and we need to. That's the big news right now, and we need to walk you all through that. So, welcome to our election night coverage. I'm Yvette, aka Cybabe. This is my friend Dan Broadbent. You may know him from he is the science enthusiast of a science enthusiast. He's a science enthusiast, and here is his lovely partner Maddox, and we're being joined by them, and I'm sure an occasional young child / adorable cat is going to join us.
I just heard somebody screaming upstairs. So
okay, good. Eventually a young child will join us with like blood coming out of somewhere. It's just kids do that, right? I don't know how kids work. I don't have them. Like they break occasionally.
Oh no, that happens. One of mine broke an arm last week.
I remember that. Like, yeah.
Oops. So off February.
Didn't mean to make a joke about children breaking themselves, but
okay. It's okay.
We already have emotional support coming down from Canada for us. We need it. We need it. I just want to show you guys. Like my plan yesterday was, I'm gonna make this just my candy and caffeine loaded extravaganza. So I bought not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5.
You are prepared.
Of my favorite movie theater candies.
Are those just sprinkles?
It's nerds. They were on sale yesterday. I'm buying them all, and this makes me sad because I failed somewhere. I was like, I'm gonna buy myself a gluten-free oven, pizza, and I'm gonna load it. It's gonna be delicious. It'll be sitting there, and I'll have pizza to grab throughout the night. It is not in my fridge, or it's not in my freezer today, and I'm like, oh, I planned this. My freezer gluten-free.
Not pizza. Well enough.
I planned. I failed. I planned and I failed. So anyway, I have all this candy, a buttload of Diet Coke, and I still have cheesecake downstairs. So we're good. Anyways, I'm in California in the deep blue, and y'all are in
Indiana.
In the deep red. How are you guys doing right now? Is any potential for civil unrest in your area?
Indy is completely boarded up.
Oh my God.
That happened today. Yeah, most of downtown is entirely boarded up.
I haven't been downtown though since.
Yeah, it was
March.
all over Facebook today that most businesses.
This is both of yours problems. You look at stuff on Facebook. Just don't. It's been amazing.
We paid attention to the news. That was our first mistake.
You paid attention to social media.
Yeah. What's the difference these days, really? Depending on who you ask, publishers, platform.
Section 230. Anyway, is that what we're supposed to get derailed on, or we're supposed to get derailed about something else, aren't we?
We'll get derailed eventually. I mean, soon we're going to get over to Alton Brown's Twitter feed, which I'm
not sure what happened last night, but
I'm still like, look, guys, this is completely a distraction, has nothing to do with anything, but it was hilarious, and I think we need a dramatic reading of Alton Brown's tweets from last night. Would one of you guys like to join me in this and go tête-à-tête? Tweet for tweet.
Well, we have a 4-year-old here. Oh,
I have a call.
Well, say hi, Hank.
Hi, Hank.
Okay,
there we go. All right, bye, Hank. Say bye, Hank.
It's a family event. I like it.
Say.
Somebody said. Interesting. Somebody said Louisiana is surprisingly normal today. I think the Trumpsters remembered they weren't the only ones who can walk around here armed. Yeah, I wonder how many states that are normally that like. I wonder how many states are like evenly armed that the Trumpers are like we're going to be a little more quiet today. Whew. Jesus.
I debated buying a gun, but then I go, well, I would probably end up shooting myself with it, knowing that I am the way that I am.
I'm trying
to.
Yeah. part of me is that
as an intentional comment or an accidental. Would it be an accidental scene or?
I mean, I'm ready to.
It's. I'm going to say this as a depressed person.
For whatever happens, I should say.
As a depressed person and a klutzy person, for me, that answer is yes. So I'm like, it could go either way depending on the
there's the camera. I found it. Thank you.
Oh my! It's someone says Texas.
There's a lot of angels envy in this class.
Oh my!
That's how I'm handling things. So
you guys all right over there?
Oh no, I'm great.
Just
ask anyone. I'm doing wonderful.
Dan, you need a big old internet hug over there. You need some internet hug.
I'm smiling. So
it's fine. You're okay. I love that the internet is like, you had us here at not Chuck Todd, and we promised not even a smidge of Santorum, not the tiniest bit. There will be no Santorum. We cleaned up of that shit today.
I watched him on CNN a little earlier. It was really bad. This guy.
I see someone poking around back there.
Put your head down a little bit, Cameron. Well, he doesn't realize he's going to be 11 tomorrow.
Oh, someone's going to be. We have a young man turning 11. Hello, and happy soon to be 11th birthday.
And we have earbuds in, so he can't hear you. But she just said happy birthday.
All the
thank you.
All the Santorum talk is probably good.
You are welcome, young man. Oh,
all right. Go upstairs.
Someone just said no Chuck Todd and no Jeffrey Toobin. No, we do not. There will be no Jeffrey Toobin here either. None of that. We're
Toobin.
It's just how do you screw that up, man? Like, why don't you say, look, I'm a little pent up, but this will be done in 20 minutes. Like, how do you screw that up?
I skimmed an article about it, and see, this is fun because I have to choose words carefully in case you're listening.
Yep.
It's again, like that is something where like you double and triple check because it sounded like he was like on a call, and then like they had like a 15-minute break or however long it was, and he's like, I'm going to knock this out, which is his right to do as a red-blooded American. But then he didn't double check to make sure his shit didn't stink. And she has no idea what we're talking about.
No,
like,
really
here's the thing: if you're going to do something,
he jerked off on a Zoom call.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're going to,
like, he didn't know he was on it. So it's kind of like, on the one hand,
he was on a Zoom call, and they took a break, and like a lot of people logged off the Zoom call, and he thought his camera was pointed down, like so that people couldn't see him on the Zoom call. Instead, the camera was pointed down at his little Toobin. That did not work out so well. Like, here's the thing: when I'm like in here, because we have the green room in here, like the little digital green room. While I'm like, I try to be in here waiting before people show up. And while I'm waiting for people to show up, I turn off my microphone, and I have this little thing that I can put over.
Oh yeah, no. Whenever I came in, I saw that, and I go, "Oh, she's probably not expecting us to be here." Hey,
no, it's just like so that in case I'm like,
my laptop,
because I'll be sitting over here, putting on makeup, changing my shirt, talking to myself like a fucking moron that I am. You can stop a thing like a Toobin from happening with just the tiniest bit of preparation, Jeffrey. So I have no sympathy for him because he's an adult who should have known there's a live camera.
I didn't say I felt bad for him. I just said you need to just make sure your shit doesn't stink.
Oh, let's see. Quick interruption. Mom has entered the chat. I'm glad that my ramblings about politics have given my mom some amount of comfort, whilst I've of course also Mom. There's a mother of the side page.
Hi, Mom.
She raised this, so like whatever you were gonna say anyway, just go for it. I
didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, she's me. Mento Darmento just said, "Hey, that's a science enthusiast." Indeed, it is, and we're very lucky to have him on, losing his mind along with the rest of it. I think so. I love this relationship.
I'm gonna have to yell at kids though here in a second.
It's, you know, if you yell at kids, I'm going to ask her for the real dirt on you. I mean, she's probably going to say
that's fine. She knows where the bodies are buried. Hey, guys, you need to quiet down, please.
It's Chad R. McDonald just asked, how old is Simon? Simon is 69. Nice. We can't get through that joke. We just have to drop all the old jokes tonight. It's just gonna keep happening. Just to let you guys know, our schedule for the night in terms of who's gonna be joining us when. We have Dan on for an hour, we have my friend Brandon on for an hour, and then we have my friend Kevin on for an hour, and they all do very different things politically. And also, my co-host from Two Girls One Mic is going to be joining us from I keep going from Pacific time, and I know you guys are all over the map. My co-host from Two Girls One Mic is going to be joining us in 15 minutes, and there's going to be overlap between her and my friend Brandon, so it's going to be a good little conversation. It's Alice just messaged me asking, is this the link yes, I sent it to you specifically for this. I did. Yes, restream. But this is why some people have producers. I don't have that much money, so you should join my Patreon so I can afford someone to run this. So
join her patron.
Hold on a second.
www.patreon.www. Are we still live?
Yeah.
Are we still going?
Yeah.
So sorry. Anywho, trying to do two things at once is just like moving on. So
none of us have enough energy to multitask.
No, I think my energy levels have dropped from like a week ago when I was like, what? It's tiny human. Yeah, a week ago when I was like, I'm going to stream every single day from now until the election, and then election night, I'm going to have an election night extravaganza. I didn't realize that there would be like 17 mini scandals in a week, and there would be domestic terrorism this
2020. Like,
we'll see.
We're all like thinking.
This is, again, this is what you get for paying attention, because
are you out of the loop?
I am very out of the loop, and it feels great.
Well, I won't fill you in then.
I was just saying, should we kick him out of here so we can like be in the loop?
Right.
I mean, I'm in kind of looped. It's like a half loop.
That's out of the loop. But you're fully in. You're not.
I see small signs that you guys are arguing. I see symptoms of you guys arguing with a troll in the comments. I just as usual, guys, ignore the trolls. Ignore the troll. They're in a day. All the much like all of the Russian bots have been saying, COVID's gonna disappear right after the election. All the Russian bots are gonna disappear tomorrow too. So just don't argue with them. Don't argue with them.
Have to. Yeah. She has to
handle a small deal with a small human man. So it's Frank Mosher drinking in solidarity from Taiwan. I still just think, look, I'm hoping it's going to come eventually. I still have champagne chilling that hope.
I see. I was looking forward to this week with some sort of like anticipating some sort of cathartic release, and even if tonight, like we get definitive, like whatever, we know how many outstanding votes there are in Florida, but like the vote today is X number, and there's no way. So Florida goes Biden, even if it does, like that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean it's right. So
who knows like what Trump is going to like claim happened or didn't happen, and what kind of legal something he's going to do, because
that's the terrifying part right now. So somebody commented in the let's see, Martin Gustafson's Gustafson, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, Martin. So you're trying to stay awake in Sweden. Thanks for staying up and rooting for democracy with us, Martin. I'm checking in on the electoral map so far. With all I've seen so far, somebody commented that Vermont's been called for Biden, shock, and Kentucky's been called for Trump, shock again. I'm very surprised. Very surprised. We're further along and knowing where it's gonna go.
What drives me a little crazy is I think we watched CNN tonight for like 10 minutes, and they were talking about votes in Indiana, and it's 1%, but then they're extrapolating so much data, or so much as assumptions from like 1%, and then like half a percent from like Steuben County, which like fucking flipping family show. Nobody lives in, and I don't know. It drives me crazy that anyway. Sorry, I'm off my soapbox now.
No. Just soapbox all you want. This is what we're here for. To do. Scrolling back through some of the comments, because of course we're always trying to try.
At least somebody's using soap.
Oh man, let's see. Mentor Dermendo said COVID already disappeared. Trump said so. Yeah, it's totally gone. 61,000 children.
He said we're turning a corner.
It's maybe we're turning a corner around to even more people getting sick.
Right, exactly. He didn't say what the corner was. He didn't say what was around the other corner. Like
even more COVID.
If you assume that it's a positive thing, I mean that's really your fault more than his.
Oh man. It's to do. Jen Atherton said he sounded wiped out this morning and defeated. Here's the thing. He might sound defeated now. Maybe he just didn't have his daily combination of Diet Coke, powdered Coke, and Adderall.
Yeah, like whatever.
One of his campaign managers was on NPR and said that he was just losing his voice because he was just so enthused at the rallies last night and was just working so hard to get that final push through that he was losing his voice. So that's why he sounded. Philosophical is the word that he used to describe him. Trump had a more philosophical outlook this morning talking to press.
Maybe he just hadn't gotten his daily humiliation blowjob from Lindsey Graham yet.
There you go.
That'll put a damper on your mood. Like I think,
gotta have that pep in your step.
Look, I'm saying Lady Graham hath dug his own humiliating little grave this term. So it's not that I wish ill upon any of these men. It's that I masturbate to the fantasy of all of them having a Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, and a few other douchebags to be named later. I dream about them having a gladiator style match to the just fist fight to the death, and then whoever wins is given a gun and the option to shoot themselves before they starve to death. That's all I dream about. I don't want to
give them the option.
I don't want to
make them work for it. Make them be creative. They have a cell phone, glass, and computer mouse, and you have to do it. Well, I mean, you could do it with just the glass, but
like I'm not saying that I want to do it to them. I'm just saying I want them to do it to each other. It's Rune just said Rune just commented, don't give closeted gay men a bad name. I didn't give Lindsey Graham a bad name. He did. Look, you bang that many sex workers, eventually they will talk, especially on Twitter.
Especially when he's so vocal.
Yeah, right. Like it's like you go ahead and be closeted. Don't do things to make life worse for other people who are still in the closet, which is what he did. Just saying, like, live your life. Don't be a dick to other people living the same lives. Mm-hmm. 70 side dog, and
he's not on camera, so it doesn't matter.
We do have a side dog sighting. Oof.
Hi, side dog.
Hello, baby. Hello. You have been a very annoying dog so far today. Who's like, Mom, you're petting me, but I want more pets. I'll be petting him with one hand, and he's like, but I want pets with both hands. He is.
What kind of dog is he?
He is. He is a part terrier, part Heinz 57. He was a shelter dog who was a stray before he got to the shelter. So I think he's part terrier, part dachshund because he's like a short, stout little terrier. He looks like
adorable.
Doesn't he look like a permanent baby?
He does.
Here's the thing though. He is as cute as he is stupid.
Aren't all like Chihuahua, that breed? We had 2 Chihuahuas living with us temporarily all throughout quarantine. My brother and his wife were living with us.
Aww.
They're just delightful.
Buddy, I've never tossed him a treat and have him caught it in his mouth. Like you throw him a toy, like you know how most dogs understand the concept of fetch? He thinks you're playing find, and he runs over, he looks at you like, I found it. See, I found it, Mom. This is what I was supposed to do.
Understand the concept. Picking it up and bringing it back to you.
Yeah, like I bring him to the
It's
dog
all right. You
park.
win some, you lose some.
Exactly. Like I bring him to the dog park and like he runs around after other dogs. Like I can throw a ball for him and like it's useless, but if I get him to run around after other dogs, he'll get some exercise in. That's just it's the best way I can get him to do some things. I can get you to run that way, buddy. He was looking at me like, Mom, why do you want answers out of me? I'm a dog. I'm built for comfort, not for speed.
Not for entertainment.
It's Tony Flores just said Dan's having a stroke. Dan, are you having a stroke?
I just
Don't care.
don't like dogs.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I mean, no, it's not a deficiency in me.
It's somebody just Steve Durant just asked, "Where's the science today?" Steve, I don't know if you heard, but democracy is in the balance today. We're taking a day off the science. Okay? We don't need your permission for this. We're doing that. That's the thing we're doing today. Okay, but but there's no Chuck Todd or Santorum, so it's fine. It's fine. Just if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else.
I mean, no Santorum yet.
Yeah,
keep your options open.
We cleaned out really carefully just to be on the safe side, but this is going really long and really deep today, so we're gonna try. We're gonna be really careful.
Just like I said, just be ready for anything.
We could plunge a little too deep and make a mistake, so we don't know. But we worked hard to prepare for this.
I wouldn't worry about that with you.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I have no
There's
idea.
like 3 different ways to
Right.
interpret that, and
Which way are you going?
that's why it's funny, is it's ambiguous.
And for people who don't,
Let me deconstruct this joke for you.
and for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, just Google Santorum. Like I'm sure, I feel like everyone who follows this page is aware of the alternative definition of Santorum by now. But if you're not, just
Which is kind of amazing. Like I don't know. Like, was there an outcry of like, hey, we should name it this, or like, was it just one dude sitting down going, or lady sitting down going, okay, that's what it is, and then like
there was a story.
Oh, see, I don't know this story.
So Dan Savage at the Savage Love Cast was just Rick Santorum was doing his usual Santorum-y bullshit of being like, "Fuck the gays, they're bad," and Dan Savage was like, "I challenge you, my audience, to come up with a new definition." And he did a contest or competition, come up with it. And somebody was like, "Here's the new definition," and it stuck. And for a while, like when you Googled Santorum, like the first thing that came up before any of his election stuff, before any of his political stuff, was Santorum being defined as the frothy mixture of lube and fecal matter that sometimes occurs as a result of anal sex. Sometimes, to be clear, because
only sometimes.
Because if you clean out correctly, it does not occur. So there you go. Just wanted to. Oh my God. So yeah, if you weren't aware of the alternative definition of Santorum before, there you go. Hope I could clear up something horrible for you. Let's see. This was horrible and I love it. Will Ben Shapiro leave the country if Trump loses? Then his wife could be Canada dry. Oh. Any dunk on Ben Shapiro's wife's dry, arid pussy is still a win in my book.
It's the less popular DAP. It didn't take off. Like
dry arid P word. Dry arid P word. Man, I feel like
you're not allowed to say that word.
Or no, that's like I will call it pussy all I want. But in his video talking about WAP, he was calling it wet. Like he would say ass, but not pussy. He's like this wet ass.
I watched that. Did we watch that? We watched him reading it last week, and I was like, "Why? How does he not? How does he not know that this is going to be like memes? But like
wet ass P word.
Just wonder what the equation was, because he had to know people were going to make videos about it to make fun of him.
He would have to be like, here's the thing, Ben Shapiro is, and we have to remember these are two kind of different things. He is book smart. Like he went to college really young. He did like intelligence wise in terms of ability to read a thing and whatever. He is smart, but he also like his argumentation style is fucking awful and he doesn't get called in it.
Well, my question is to that, like, how much of that is him intentionally being that way just to get you and me talking about it versus how much of it is genuine. And I think probably at least 80% of it has to be intentional, because why would he care?
His style
If you're that shitty of a person, why do you care?
His style is hard to argue against, and it's because he sets it up in a way that you cannot get a word in edgewise, because he just fire hoses you with questions, right? It's just a zillion questions after another, and he doesn't actually want the answer to them because they're mostly rhetorical questions, right? So he, like I said, fire hose with questions, none of them he wants the answer to, and afterwards he acts like he won the debate that he wasn't actually having, because he wasn't trying to have a debate. He was trying to say, see, I asked a lot of questions and they couldn't answer any of them. Like, so my favorite faux debate now is Ben Shapiro questioning a woman who claimed that she didn't get an orgasm from him. That's my
Have you even had one before?
Have they ever proven that the woman has clitoris? I don't know if there's actually a G-spot. Do they really have an orgasm? I don't think I've ever even proven it.
They really don't. Trust me, I've done lots of research. They really don't.
I read it somewhere it's on Breitbart all over the place. Like, this is just a left-wing thing that you're pulling up against. Like, that is exactly what he would do. Like, I'm sorry, but that's how he argues, is just a bunch of questions that he does not want the answer to. And he argues like that because he knows it's effective, and nobody gets a warden to tell him, ask me a question you actually want an answer to. One question. And nobody stops him with that. Like, the one time he was pulled out of the American media ecosphere, and a conservative journalist in the UK asked him some fairly basic questions. He was like, you're a left-winger who's trying to trick me with all these questions. It's like, oh, Ben. And the fact that he gets that he's allowed to get away with this is kind of nuts. Somebody just said to me, please don't demonize autistics, and I'm not sure what they're talking about, but I don't know. I apologize. If you would like to shoot me an email and clarify what you meant, go for it. I didn't know anyone we were talking about was autistic. So moving on. Someone commented he went to the Bill O'Reilly School of Debate. Yeah, that sounds accurate.
This is why I don't read comment sections or
most
anything anybody says, because
I should probably avoid them.
But see, like, even that though is kind of like the Shapiro style of like, because they can turn around and say, oh, they didn't address this question, and it's like, well,
you're never gonna make
it. That's not. Anyway, I could go on for hours about that, but
okay, I got you. It said that somebody said that Ben has Asperger's. I got you. Ben doesn't have Asperger's. Ben's just not in it.
Well, even if he did,
yeah, like,
why the fuck do I care? What difference does it make if you're saying insanely stupid shit on a regular basis? If you're going to put it out there in a public like if it's the difference of like Trump like going at Lindsey Graham or like some other person who's like on this kind of on the same level or whatever, versus him coming at a private citizen like me. Like, nobody cares what I believe, my political thoughts, but like anyway, I could again now that I feel any certain way about off camera again. Now that I feel any certain way about this.
You're like, I got this. It's good. I got my opinions.
I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's my friend Yara just commented, this will really change your view of Ben as a person. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to click on that, but nothing's going to change my point of view of Ben as a person, because he's a bad person, and that's what my opinion is. And now joining us
it's
someone,
a fact.
It's someone that Dan and I love dearly. Our favorite blonde that we saved from the Hitler Youth. That, look, she's just learning how to talk. So please be kind to her. It's my dear friend and yours, Alice Vaughn. Alice, how are you today, my love?
Hey, so this is really... Fox News, right?
We're auditioning you to see if you can replace Megyn Kelly.
Oh man, I was aiming for Tommy Lauren's job.
Look, we just need a little bit more Botox in you, and a little bit more. Just if you can scream really loud and just like really, we want to. Can you scream nonstop about a subject that nobody cared about before, and that makes you seem like both the victim and telling people not to be the victim for 45 seconds straight? Go.
I I've already failed the interview.
Well, it's good to know that you're not going to be the next hateful blonde working for the Blaze.
Look, all I'm saying is I've never been a talking head on a major news channel, but I am fairly certain this live stream is the equivalent of at least what goes on behind the scenes at CNN with equal amounts of liquor and pot.
I just bought a bunch of tinctures, that's all, and a couple of vape pens and a whole lot of candy. So we're set. Let's see, David Bullock just said Motor Bunny victims.
Oh,
You're the spokesperson for Motor Bunny victims. So
yeah.
would you like to explain that?
I had to call I had to, I'm sure, call like a TV lawyer for, to be compensated for that one.
Oh my! It's somebody somebody commented. Can we talk about Alton Brown? All right. Look, I promised we would distract. We are now going to talk about Alton Brown. And I said it. I was going to do a dramatic reading of his.
Are we canceling him?
Oh no! He went nuts last night. Which, look, we are all due for. I'm now going to do a dramatic reading of Alton Brown's "I lost my shit" tweets. I'm so somebody just commented you're a little bit quiet. If you could either lean into the mic or turn volume up or something. But see, give me a say something.
Say something.
I like. All right. So Alton Brown started with what seems like a normal tweet. So many Food Network people are like, "Oh, I'm going to braise short ribs in elderberry jam. Screw that. I'm going to mainline moon pies and snort cheese powder." And that was the last semi-normal tweet from him. It got worse. I'm talking about piping SpaghettiOs into stale Twinkies and eating them naked in the shower with a bottle of Jaeger. And it keeps going. I have 17 cans of Duncan Hines frosting and I'm not afraid to use them. Back the hell off. You think you know what crazy looks like? I've got marshmallow fluff and 3 feet of garden hose. You want to dance?
I thought this was supposed to be a dramatic
I'll
reading.
deal with you as soon as I'm done with this Captain Crunch sits back. 2 words. Ranch stings. Murder hornet fondue. Has anyone actually ever met a Jolly Rancher? You want to eat with the devil in the pale moonlight? Fine. Earwax. Prince said it best. Let's get crazy. Swiss freaking meatballs for everyone. Grape nuts rock, especially with half and half and scotch. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Canned fruit salad and cheese whiz with Hershey syrup and gin. I want you to go right now and buy the Fritos and the cat food. Turn off the lighters and run 23 Slim Jims through the juicer. Who's with me? I said who's with me! And that's the end of it.
Someone suggested that someone maybe hacked him. So the obvious contender is Gordon Ramsay, right?
Then he commented, I think I blacked out. What did I miss? Like this morning he tweeted that. Like, what the fuck? I
may have lost my mind, but hey, watch this other stuff that we're gonna do.
If that's something for a show, I'm in. Like if that was a promo, fucking brilliant. I'm all in for it. Taught me the best chocolate chip cookie recipe ever. Just well done, sir.
If he ever gets canceled, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself because I've been infatuated with him since I was a teenager.
He can't be.
And
he is the daddiest daddy that has ever daddied. I'm going to go out there and say that.
His Twitter bio, 2 words, Time Lord, but like Time the Herb. And
there was someone who described. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! The only thing that can make him better is if he took one of his tweets from last night and put it as his pinned tweet, like I'm talking about piping SpaghettiOs into stale Twinkies and eating them naked in the shower with a bottle of Jaeger. All caps too is the other thing. Like that would just be. I mean that's what I would do if I had his fame, but because I would do things like that, I will never even come close to like 5% of his fame. So
I would pay for any of this on OnlyFans.
Oh my.
Well.
Why not?
What do you
Brown
think?
doing it specifically.
You want me to eat Twinkies?
I enjoy that Alton Brown.
Do you not realize how well that would sell?
Wait, what?
I'm willing.
Just make me your. Well, maybe don't eat the Twinkies in the shower in a bathtub.
Mushy.
Eat it in a bathtub, and then you can sell the bath water.
Belle Delphine is all over. There are people who will teach you how to market this. We know people who will
It's
teach you
all
how to
over
market
TikTok. It's all over. It's like the blowing up on TikTok how to sell random things like Band-Aids and
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids. I feel like in an age of
like,
COVID.
I don't know. Right. It's
Well, if
you
you sterilize it before it gets there, I mean,
I think the point.
I don't see the appeal. Just to throw that out there.
I'm not selling you things.
I don't want you to sell me things. That would be weird.
Incredibly.
There's this amazing little compilation of times on Cutthroat Kitchen in which Alton Brown is using a spreader bar as a prop.
There's no way he is not. There's no way he doesn't have a dungeon.
He's such
There's
a
no way he doesn't have a dungeon.
It's like
absolutely no. Especially on that show.
There are people like who are just reporting like random run-ins with him where they're like, he told me to do this thing and I just did it like I was supposed to because he's such a dom. Like I'm like, look, I love this man. I've worshipped at the altar of his breaking down culinary stuff with science. It's why I think I'm a decent cook today. Like
no doubt.
The fact that he's kind of a daddy, I'm like, oh. Like it's for those of you who are here going, I didn't want this talk from you, Cy Babe. This is exactly the talk you wanted, and you know it.
So this is what we're walking away from tonight. We're starting the rumor that Alton Brown is a daddy.
It's not a rumor.
We're continuing. We're perpetuating.
See, I'm not going that narrow in my assessment of what his niche is, but I mean he's absolutely has a dungeon.
All right, so he's into spreader bars.
But he could be a master. He could be a daddy. He could be a daddy dom. He could be a dom.
But he could be different things to different people.
Aren't we all though?
We're all sitting here contemplating what kind of daddy Alton Brown is. This is not what I expected to be on election night, but you know what? This is way better than I thought it could be.
About it.
It's like I was thinking I'm going to be sitting there checking the stats on where the states are. Talking about Alton Brown as a daddy with a spreader bar is way better. This is it. Like I'm just saying. Thank you guys for carrying on with this weirdness with us. This is
just one spreader bar.
You know, the number of spreader bars he's given to various contestants has been.
I guess on that for that version of that show, yes. Okay.
Oh man, let's see. I feel at this point I should probably at least check the polls and see what's happening.
I'm sure he's pitched BDSM Kitchen to Food Network and they're like, no, pick that to Cinemax.
It's like if they just gotten in like one more of those whatchamacallit, if they just gotten in one more of those 50 Shades movie, maybe he could have gotten it through the censors. Maybe.
I've never seen a single one of them.
Neither have I. My relationship with my husband started by us joking about those movies and flirting about them on the internet, and we've never seen them, any of them, or read the books. Never intend to.
Right. I hate the concept of them from what I've heard. So that was sufficient.
I found out a few weeks ago. I put a stupid sex meme up, and E.L. James retweeted me, and I was like, no, why did you retweet this?
Oh, like you just.
But here's the thing: I was so dumb, I couldn't help but look at it and think, does she actually think people do this in the bedroom?
What was the meme?
It was two yip yips fucking. Like two people dressed as yip yips.
Okay, so first I need to see
what that is.
Like the yip 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 yip. The little they're just
like hand.
No, they're like they look like if you take one of the Muppets and it's just like this big furry thing over a hand and it's very loose at the bottom and it's just yip 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 yip. All they say is yip 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 yip, like the laziest build of a Muppet ever. And that's all they say is yip 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 yip. Anyways, but apparently they were fucking in this picture.
Look, if E.L. James finds it's hot, that is her next book.
Well, and Steve asked what's wrong with having a dungeon, and let me take the bold
Nothing.
stance of going on the record and saying not a
Nothing.
fucking thing.
Not a damn thing. Somebody also asked if you're
This
a daddy
podcast
Dan.
is pro dungeon.
We are very pro dungeon here. Like, look, if you got to keep your business and your pleasure separate, whatever you got to do, get that
I
done.
meing, if you're asking if I have in the process of building a spanking bench, I mean, the answer is yes.
Woodwork.
Someone just
Why
said,
do you think I got into woodworking? Why do you think I got into woodworking?
It's, because wanted
for my
tables and whatnot in case of the apocalypse, right?
You
Well,
mean
this is-
paddles.
I wanted a paddles and
That
a.
is what you
You could
said,
actually
yeah.
look this up. Versa horse.
A Versa. Would you like to explain to our audience who surely came here for this what a Versa horse is?
I don't know that I should at this point, given the
No, if you want to Google,
clientele we have about 20 feet away
That's a
upstairs.
good idea.
You can just, it's on, you can, what I use for the plans and everything is on Imager. So you can, I'm confident they can all type that in and look it up if they're curious.
Jennifer Bullock just commented, I want to listen in on a conversation on negotiation and consent between Alden and someone else. I'm like, oh, that'd be a
You
fun
have,
one.
I mean, I
you have
think
60
that's
seconds, and once the
interesting.
doors are closed, you cannot go back in.
I think that's all the conversation.
What will you do with the products in this
Right.
basket to give both of us pleasure tonight that we both consent to? Go. You have 45 seconds on the clock.
We'll
Can
see.
you guys hear me?
Find a way.
Oh wait,
It's-
hold on.
are
I
you-
figured it out.
Are you talking?
Hold on.
Oh,
You're a
that
little
sounded
quiet.
better.
But then,
Okay.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
hey.
Much better.
Yes.
girl.
Okay. There we go.
Cool.
Hey, girl.
I'm gonna guess you were going
How
into
you
the wrong
doing?
microphone.
Yeah.
how you
So-
doing?
Cool.
I hate it when I put it
cool.
in the wrong microphone.
I mean, that happens to the best of us. It's,
I
a
will let
loop
you know. I
goes in the
did
wrong way.
for our setup here. I do have my laptop here, but then I got the fancy webcam. I did
Okay.
not bust out the fancy mic for you.
Look, I don't even bust out my good mic for my own live streams. I like
Right, I noticed that. That's what made me feel okay about it.
I have kitty ears that make me feel so much better about life, so I do this. So that is part of it. Let's see. Somebody just commented Alden Brown has also had some racist and homophobic stuff appear. And look, I'm not gonna look. We're doing a live stream right now. I don't feel like hunting through to figure out if he is an okay human being or not right now. I don't have that kind of stress tonight left in my life. Okay?
But
I'll figure out if he needs to be canceled later.
But also, it's probably fine because I'm sure he's probably made regrettable statements in the past, as we all have, and all we can expect is that people try to do better in the future. And I have no doubt that he's too smart to not want to do better.
If the level of it is from all three of us who consider ourselves fans of him it's some statements in the past that have been at such a low level that none of us have
I should say
this far into a conversation and this is the first time it's come up. It seems like it's probably a blip.
Right.
Who knows?
But I should also say if he said Hitler had good ideas, I don't know what's being referred to here, so I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to box myself in, or else the paparazzi won't ever leave me alone.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
Who here has not accidentally canceled themselves? Jesus, I can hear myself.
It's
always
that's
a
the
terrifying
worst
time
when
for
that
us.
happens.
No, how do I fix this?
That's half of why I quit podcasting.
We're
is
about to turn this sexy
editing.
fiesta of people into a moresome. Oh
Guys,
yeah,
I paused. What the fuck?
Can you not hear us at all? What's happening?
I don't
we're
see
wide
that
now.
I'm
Now I
moving
can
on the
see. I can
screen
see
at
more of me.
all.
I see you moving. I also see Brandon.
Guys, we are now joined. So we have a compendium of humans of various political stripes. We have me, who's I joke that I'm a Marxist. I'm clearly not. I'm a Ted Kennedy Democrat, pretty much all the way. We have me. We have Brandon, who was once upon a time a fairly ardent libertarian who voted Biden this time, and that was very difficult for him.
When you say you're a Ted Kennedy Democrat, do you mean that you want to kill a chick in Chappaquiddick?
Yeah, once upon a time. Occasionally, look. That's the thing about being born in Massachusetts. You get to kill one girl in Chappaquiddick. It's on our birth certificate.
It's a mulligan.
Yeah, you get one. Like, and if it's just one though.
That is no joke.
It's so. Anyways, so Brandon. After it's Alice left, and I'm sure she's coming back.
Can they hear us?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Well, I made a
sexy. I was making a joke about how I have a copy of the front page of the Indy Star saying the moon landing. Also, Ted Kennedy killed somebody in a car accident.
Oh my gosh.
Because that happened at the same time.
They're so related. It's a huge conspiracy.
Oh yeah. It was all directed by
Stanley Kubrick.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But he wanted to film on location.
And here's the thing: it all happened. Stanley Kubrick filmed it on the moon, but because of the radiation coming back from the moon, the original it's all of the film got fried, so they had to refilm it on the Earth. So everything that we saw was actually filmed on Earth. Totally.
Nice.
I mean, look, no one can disprove it, so it's real. Not at all. So, anyway, so it's we have people of all voting stripes here who are all horrified / terrified / we don't know what's going to happen tonight. Brandon, what are you worked on a campaign this season up in Wyoming?
I'm in Wyoming. I've been out since 6 a.m. waving signs. This is the first time I've come and sat down in many hours.
You should sit down more often. I'm just
I know.
Sitting is the best. I love it. And you were doing what campaign were you working on, and how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, so I'm here in Wyoming. In the Libertarian Party, we have an organization called the Frontier Project, and we basically go in and we try to run winnable races in two-way races in states that are very cheap to run elections in. So we're running 4 races here.
So you can influence them?
Exactly.
Yes!
So we're running 4 races here, and we're going to win at least 2 of them, maybe 3, which will be the 2 highest level elected libertarians in the country for the state house.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but for a third party and for a small party, it's a big deal.
And here's the thing. That's how you would expect third parties to start at the grassroots, get positions in lower levels, and then work your way up. And when I hear Green parties being like, "We're going to run for president. People should vote for us for president," I'm like, "You guys have only one Lexington town meeting representative. That's literally all Jill."
The only way that will ever be even remotely plausible is ranked choice voting. But the fact that people. That most people, or I shouldn't say most, but the average person cannot figure out how to vote normally tells me that ranked choice voting is just too much of a mind fuck for them to ever get over.
Yeah, Maine has ranked choice voting this year for the first time ever.
Yeah,
and their second congressional district is the biggest congressional district in the country. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's definitely something very interesting to follow. Earlier you introduced me as a formerly ardent libertarian.
Let me rephrase this. This election was the first, after getting COVID, shit started changing rapidly in Brandonville. Tell us a little bit about how that affected your outlook.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll work my way back, actually. I have never voted for a Democrat or a Republican for any office since I voted for the first time in 2004, with the exception of I voted in one Democratic primary in Nevada to try to get Steve Sisolak from becoming the governor because he voted to approve $1.5 billion of taxpayer money to the Raider Stadium, which is privately owned. It's crony capitalism and it's gross.
So everything with the NFL is shit. So
yeah. So I really, and Yvette kind of followed my journey in this. I got COVID back in.
It's been horrifying to watch you be sick and amazing to watch watch other libertarians and then watch your mind change over time about this. So I'm proud of you and sad that this happened to you, but I'm proud of you.
Well, I got COVID at the end of February. I was living in Thailand at the time. And I got COVID at the end of February, and it was really, 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 really bad. I had 105-degree fever for 4 days in a row. I was hallucinating. It was a mess. I was much thinner then. But it was a mess. I have been a libertarian forever. And I still believe in the principles of the Libertarian Party. I believe that we should legalize all drugs. I believe that sex work should be legal. I am a huge supporter of gay rights, obviously. These are all things that the reason why the Libertarian Party works for me is because they pursue these things even when they're not politically expedient, which is why that's always been important to me. The social issues matter way more to me than the fiscal issues, which I also agree with for the most part. I mean, nobody is one thing or another. Like, everyone has ideas that are from all different places. I'm getting really serious, and I'm sorry. I'll write this up real quick.
Okay, we'll course correct in a second.
The only thing I promise people is that there will be no Santorum and no Chuck Todd. Everything
no
else.
Santorum?
No,
No
and
Santorum.
I mean
it's not
that
kind of show.
No Santorum
Hey,
yet.
If you're going to be doing that, clean carefully first.
Well, don't kink shame me.
Hey! Just get the Santorum off. Like, you can. But
There's a reason I enjoyed my time in Germany so much. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God!
I am. If you
Was
actually
that a
knew me,
German Scheisse porn joke? Is that what that was?
yes. If you actually knew me, you would know
See,
that.
I knew that. I just wanted to say it out loud for the people who are like,
I like
"What's
that.
mean?"
You're
But
like
they
the
don't wanna
director's
comment.
commentary. I'm all about it.
This is a good panel. I like the layout of the panel.
But so I watched a lot of my libertarian friends slowly slip into Trumpism, including people whose opinion I really honestly valued. And I know that you guys are not libertarians, especially. I know Yvette's not, at least. And I know that
just assume.
in a lot of ways, she's
I
very
became
anti-libertarian.
libertarian-leaning when I became a homeowner.
That'll
I'll
do
tell
it.
you that.
Yeah.
Alice is centrist.
You
I'm a
can't
former
build your
libertarian.
house 10 feet from the, let's see, you have to build it at least 10 feet from the road.
Yeah.
Mine's on the road. What do I
Right.
do? Build in the
Leave the
40.
fuck alone.
Already on the road. What do I? How
Exactly.
Move
Yeah,
the
libertarians want to take over the world and leave everybody alone. But yeah, no, that's But I do hold those principles very seriously. I love the party, despite the fact that it's a bunch of autists, and I love the ideas there. However, watching my friends slip into Trumpism and watching Trump claim the word libertarian with the help of my least favorite senator, Rand Paul, disgusted me, because there hasn't been, in my opinion, there hasn't been a less libertarian president since FDR. I would go back that far.
Wow.
I know your viewers don't like libertarians either. I'm very sorry.
Look, a lot of my viewers came here when I was still a registered libertarian.
Nice.
Some of them came via.
Oh, I didn't hear this about you.
Some of the it was 6 months. Look, we all made mistakes in our late.
6 months ago.
Austin put me. It was either
That was
Austin
the
or
joke.
Tiffany
The
Madison.
joke was she was saying it was 6 months ago. You just
No.
spilled.
It's Austin, and I think it was Tiffany Madison. They put me on their list of whatever year it was, 2014's top 20 hottest libertarians on the internet.
What an accomplishment!
Yes, there were only 19 of us to choose from.
It might be sadder to be like the 5th hottest libertarian.
I was going to make a mean joke about someone we knew, but I'll tell you later.
It's a low bar.
Number 21 was actually surprisingly Joe Jorgensen. Didn't make the list.
Well, that leads me to my next point. Joe Jorgensen got the nomination, and I think she's a clown. She has no real policies.
Anybody, I will say, anybody who ever if I've been paying attention, which I never do, but anybody who's ever commented on my page anything about, oh, there's a third option, but automatic ban. I don't even play with that. Like, I'm not even taking it like, I'm going to engage with them. People will see it. It'll boost the algorithm, whatever. No, just like, fuck it. I'm not dealing with it.
And I think it's irresponsible to vote as much as, and everyone says this, and everyone claims that
Can you just end it there? I think it's irresponsible to vote, period.
Period. No,
thank you. We've had a great show tonight. Good night. Good night. Patreon.com/SciBabe.
As George Carlin would say, I have a right to complain. I didn't participate in this corrupt system.
Exactly.
You voted.
But that's the thing, is everyone says that they want more parties, and we do. We all can agree that our two-party system is fucked, and it gives us the shittiest fucking people in the whole goddamn world. We get Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Like, it is so, and Kamala fucking Harris, who I hate more than anything in the world, but I'm sucking it up, and I voted for Joe Biden because
And
to me, Trumpism has to die.
For doing a thing that you didn't want to do. It's like, and here's the thing, I've had arguments with, I have a former roommate who I love dearly, who's a fucking Marxist, who threw a tail, and I said to her, oh yeah, identifies as a Marxist, and I'm like, girl!
I have some communism to remind her of.
It's there. I just like, and here's the thing: your family left communism in Eastern Europe, Alice. I don't know if all of my all of my people know about that. And like, I think the people who have not experienced it look at it and go, well, capitalism's fucking things up here, so obviously we need to go the complete other way. It's like, no, maybe we should just fund healthcare and college and not go completely to the other.
Maybe there's like some goods from there, some good from there.
Yeah.
We can combine them. Maybe see what baby it poops out. And
we don't need to go to government owns everything, and we don't need to go to fashion, like somewhere in the But I messaged my old roommate and it was like, hey, and I sent her a video from a YouTuber who's fairly far to the left, trying to appeal to her much, very far to the left audience, saying, look, I get it. None of us wanted Biden. But here's the thing. We're all in this zombie-infested bus station. There's only one bus that's actually getting us out of here. It doesn't have Wi-Fi on it. It doesn't have a gold-plated toilet. Yeah. But this is the only bus that will actually get us out of here.
I don't consider it that I voted for Biden. I voted to end Trumpism. Trumpism is so counterintelligent, and if we don't end it now, he's setting it up to where if he loses this election, he can claim that it was fraud. He can claim that all these mail-in ballots were fraudulent. And it is so important to me that that Biden both wins the popular vote and the Electoral College because of this. Trump needs to be absolutely destroyed.
Trump has never won the popular vote.
I know.
So
I know.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it tonight.
No, and I mean, I think Trump knows already going into this that he's not going to win the popular vote. Like, he can't not know that, and neither do the people around him know that's the case too. So they're just sitting here going, how can we possibly configure this around so that in the likely scenario that we don't win the electoral, we can fix it so that we win the electoral? Like, they already tried to.
I thought we weren't Chuck Todding.
Sorry. Look, I said no Chuck Todd. I didn't say no Chuck Todding.
Let's talk about how do we grift after the election. We could switch to that.
Can I wolf your blitzer though?
Oh baby, you can blitz my wolfer.
Because this is the Situation Room.
I don't want to see that porn.
It's a room. This is literally a room where a lot of situations have taken place. If I can be honest, if I can speak freely.
Just a reminder to my audience here, Alice and I have a porn cast in which we review the plot lines of your favorite pornos called Two Girls, One Mic. So if there is a Situation Room porn,
check out my episode, Always Sunny, and I said some.
And my episode, the Buffy porn episode.
It was great. The both were amazing.
Yeah,
they were fantastic. We had lots of fun. Let's see. Scroll.
And I host a Buffy podcast. Here's a shameless plug. I host a Buffy podcast called Gerardcast. So if you like Buffy, come watch it. I promise we never talk about politics. I fucking hate politics now. I'm over it. So don't worry.
That's why you're
only participate in local elections.
My plan is to never talk about, or when I say never talk about politics, my plan is to not talk about politics for like another fucking month on this page.
It's going to be so wild when Biden wins, and you don't have to like worry about that. You don't have to doom scroll Twitter. Oh my god! And then the streets will be made of cheese, and there's no cats.
But you guys know that if hypothetically Biden wins, then Trump is going to be his biggest, what's it called? He's going to be the biggest critique. He's going to be tweeting all the fucking time. He's still going to be in the headlines.
Who cares?
But you know what? Who cares? He's not going to be the guy who has nuclear codes anymore.
It's true.
He won't have the nuclear codes. He won't be able to tweet us into fucking war with North
Korea
anymore.
How much like top secret information is he going to just tweet out? He's just going to be like, oh, hey, we have like double agents in like Moscow, and these are their names.
Turns out chemtrails super real.
It's like, you know what? I do have some amount of calm in that, knowing that there were people that deliberately kept information from him because they were like, he's a security risk.
So that's why they stopped. They stopped making like the formal like whatever briefing that he's supposed to have in the morning because they're like he likes articles and pictures.
Yeah. I turned his daily briefings into pictographs, and I don't think he remembers most of them. Like
he gets his daily briefings as a graphic novel.
Here's a pop-up.
Actually, it's excuse you, Dan. It's an activity book.
Here's the cast. Here's what the Kremlin over in Moscow looks like, and there are bad men in there that want to do a bad to America, and you're in charge of making sure that doesn't happen.
Well, let's be fair. They don't want to do a bad to America because if they want it, well, table that discussion, Dan. If they wanted to do bad, we'll see. It was going to get into like the whole like space everything, and no, it's not worth it right now. Especially since we have negative 1 minute left of our time. But it's even more like political nihilism than Trump is. Like Putin just doesn't care. He benefits when there's chaos, and that's why like we still like condemned Crimea or not his annexation? I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah. Well. That's fine. Nobody's talking about that, are they?
Nope.
No one's
I know our own house is burning down, but
I just got another text from, of all things, I got, hi, this is Allie with Warren Democrats. We've got to do everything to make sure we can make sure the Democrats win big today. I'm like, I've already voted. It's 5:00 at night. The polls are closed.
I got so many Republican, you saw.
I'm just texting back asking, can you get Elizabeth Warren on my live stream right now?
I could get a Scary Johnson.
I could also get a Scary Johnson.
Let's see a race to see which one of you guys can get us Gary Johnson first.
Everybody can get
Gary. Probably Brandon, because I have to talk to a guy to get Gary.
Like, let's see which one. No, I'm not kidding. See if you can get Gary Johnson on here, dude.
It was like 2 hours ago.
No, it's because I did that. It's because I thought it was. I didn't.
That's what makes it a challenge, Alice.
All right, hold on. Let me message a guy.
Okay, we gotta keep this fair. You gotta send the message at the same time.
Wait, are you actually doing this?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is hilarious.
Let's see, and I'll key you in real news. The professor's making biscuits.
This is funny. It's guys.
Do you want me to text Roger too?
No, wait.
Okay.
Should we? Hey guys, do you want Roger Stone on here? I've gotten high with him before. I mean,
we could get him on.
Like,
lady, if you're watching this live stream,
can I what it's like to be a felon and a piece of shit?
Do you want to platform these people?
No, we don't. Gary Johnson would be interesting.
I'll get you Milo.
No.
Pass.
I would like to not be canceled tonight. I will not be Milo.
Right, I would be uncomfortable with that piece of shit.
No, I know that you know him, but it's like, whoo, let's like Roger Stone.
You're not offending me. I know he's a piece of shit. We're good.
Yeah, like
I was gonna say, I mean, it's not gonna be that hard to get Jack Posobiec on.
A couple people. Oh, good. No.
Why not just go for the top? Why not get Richard Spencer on?
Yeah, and all their 1,488 fans.
Do you think he'll call me the K word? That'll be fun.
Didn't Richard Spencer endorse Biden?
What's the K
Which
word?
was it's a slur for a Jew.
So,
it rhymes with bite.
Yeah, no, I got you now. I'm thinking.
I've heard Richard Spencer use that word for Jews on a recording of him. So he uses slurs against Jews. I'm just saying I don't like.
Pass on
yeah, I was thinking, why would you spell the word cunt with a K? And that's not what you would do.
I'm okay with
right. That's why I was confused. And then I go, I'm thinking too innocently.
The original title of their podcast was Two Girls, One K Word. She was the K word.
The second girl dropped out, so he had to make a vet the other girl.
Yep.
Oh jeez. Y'all, it's look. I'm just saying these are jokes.
And it would have rhymed.
Don't cancel us.
It would have rhymed with the current name too, so it would have worked.
Yeah.
It would have worked.
Oh
No, you heard it wrong. It's Mike.
Right.
Oh God, the things that'll end up in our eventual attempt at a dark comedy that will get us canceled.
I've not said any, well, except for the one thing I said on your podcast where you're like, Dan, we can't say that word. I'm like, no, that's the title of it, which I can't say here. This is teasing. No, it was much worse.
What was the word about?
Why don't we have people type in the comments
what they think the word is,
what word it is?
Yeah.
What?
After the election, Facebook does not care what you say. You can do whatever. All they care about is Congress coming down on them at this point. So they're not going to flag anything. So you can type whatever you think I said that Yvette freaked out about regarding the Always Sunny episode. I know she doesn't remember. I can tell by the look on her face. I will type it in our private chat. TRNN.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
TRA.
And here's the thing. That's one of those words that 15 years ago nobody thought was, and now it has turned into.
I was in a drag show in New York when I was doing drag called T-word shack.
Yeah, and that's a word that within our adult lifetimes was not by most of the population considered to be a slur, and now it is by and it's like we change the way we use language as it evolves. So I always aim to be kind to people that are like, this word hurts me, so I'll stop using it.
It shows that you're not a hardcore fan of Always Sunny because you didn't know that was the character's name. So I was like, I just called you out on your own fucking show.
Okay, fine.
That's fine. I'll just let it go. I'll just let it go. I let it go.
Oh,
she marries a guy, and then Mac gets upset that she married a guy because now that it's a gay marriage, according to him, even though he used to be having sex with her on the regular.
Oh my God.
And he's super Catholic.
They are amazingly awful people, and that's the joy of it.
I love that show very much.
I can't wait for their COVID episode.
Right?
I mean, if Charlie doesn't burn down, what's it called? A Wi-Fi tower, then what's the fucking point?
Right.
I have not been paying attention to anything. Have they shot season 14 yet?
Yes, they have.
I feel like, who do you think is going to be the COVID denier of the group?
Mac.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hands down.
No, it's because conspiracy theorists and God believer. Yes.
Alice, I think there's
one and the same. They're one and the same.
People are commenting on the cuteness of your pupper, and I'm just saying I agree with them. So if Teddy is back there, I think people would like to look.
All right, fine.
My audience.
I didn't even notice there's a dog there. I was like, what dog? That was like an hour ago.
I'm spotlighting Alice because we all need to see, we need some Teddy in our life. I mean, just look at that. Though? Look at that dog.
No, I'm not. I am not awful.
Anyways,
sorry.
It's a former meth dog that is now living the high life.
Nice.
See, you can't even tell Jack is here.
He has designer sweaters and human food.
Yep. My little former stray or former little meth dog. Doggo. Good times. Buddy's like, Mom, I was sleeping. Why are you doing this to me?
Right.
This dog is so just like, nah.
We're doing it for the internet likes. We feed you, we pet you, you're earning your keep.
Buddy, it's if you're not cute occasionally, people will not pay to help me vaccinate you. Also, if you want to help support the channel, please, there are links to my Patreon, my PayPal, and if you would like to send me something via my Amazon wish list, it is linked below. Also, I just want to say a quick thank you to somebody who sent me a giant bag of Hershey's Kisses. And Russell, thank you so much for sending me that immersion blender. I am looking forward to playing with that. So people are, look, I finally decided, fuck it, linking to my Amazon wish list. And I am appreciating that stuff so much because, like, if people are sending me candy, that makes my goddamn day. So thank you guys for keeping this insanity
going. I have some crazy breaking news if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Who's won what?
With 22% reporting in Texas, 53.5% Biden, 45.2% Trump in Texas.
But
They
where?
still only know
So
22%.
it
That's
does. I
pretty-
don't
that's a
care
lot.
what the
That's pretty
percentage
good.
is. I want to know. I want to
That's
know
a-
what counties. If that
Yeah.
like the county
We-
Houston is in the county Santa Fe, and
Nope.
what are some other cities
But I mean,
in Texas?
how much did, and also how much
Austin,
do they
Dallas.
It
count?
looks like Galveston and like Corpus Christi area is what's in right now.
And we also don't know how much they
See, I'm
counted
not.
from.
I'm not stoked on that. Then
But like, we also don't know how much they've counted from the vote that came in before.
Can
Like,
we have a little bit of optimism tonight, please?
You know what? Here's the other thing.
no, because I got burned on that 4 years ago.
Let's be a little optimistic. They got more than 100% of their
If
vote.
Texas
from the
turns
election
blue,
in
I'll get a
20.
tattoo of Texas on myself.
I will. It's wait. Do we have that in
Where?
writing?
You have it on video.
Let me
It's
see,
good
where?
enough.
It's
Where?
Washington Post is showing 58% in Biden in over in Texas, I guess. Let's see. I mean, already, let's see. Over on CNN, we have 30 electorals for Biden, 26 for Trump, which means nothing right now. Nothing. So this is why we're trying
paused.
Wyoming, who knew?
Yeah.
I paused our TV too long and it turned off, and I'm trying to pull it back now.
See, closing the polls at 8 p.m. So a few minutes ago, Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, D.C., Florida, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. So we have a lot of things that are going to come in. And Casa, I'm going to take more edibles. Oh my God, fuck my life.
Yeah.
Just BRB. I'm not going to tell you how concentrated this is, but just know I'm going to be very silly soon.
Can I say I know how concentrated it is? Can I?
This one's less concentrated than yours, I swear.
Shh,
Which is why
I don't have anything. Shh,
That's why I've been able to take 2 droppers full.
shh.
Some of us remember Ann Richards. Ann Richards is a political hero of mine. I love Ann Richards. She was amazing. Yeah.
Texas Democrat, yeah.
Yep. She was the governor before she was beat by George W. Bush.
It's
She
here's
was
it's like,
fabulous.
you know what's made me really sad this election, and I get it. No one is has owes anything after they leave office, right? No one owes us an endorsement to come out and say anything. But fuck the Bushes for not coming out and saying anything about who they endorse this time. Fuck them for
just
they know that
in
they have a lot
general.
of Texas. They know that they could have
In
come out and like they've
general,
said, yeah, in general, fuck the Bushes.
I mean,
but they
Bush
they-
should be in prison right now, but that's fine.
and it's like, and they know they could come out and say, hey, after all they've said about Trump, after all they've said about him being bad, unfit for office, morally unfit, just a fucking blight on this nation, they were like, you know what, we should do this last month before the election. Say nothing.
Fucking
When we know-
nothing.
when we
Yeah.
know how much say we
Yeah.
have in fucking Texas.
Well,
and
they're
Florida.
in a tricky situation because there's 3 Bushes running this year. One in Florida, one in Texas, one in Alabama. And
well, that's
Really?
when
Coming
you
out-
take precedence over the greater good. That's
they're in
what
a
really
tricky
matters.
no, I don't
Are
disagree
they-
with you. I'm just saying strategically,
Yeah.
No, I
that's
know.
what
I know.
probably why they didn't do it. Yeah.
And here's
I
the
know,
thing.
and,
makes
and
sense.
that's
Like, that's the shitty part, is that they're playing politics with the fact that fascism is taking over the country.
They're
Like,
politicians.
they know that they can do something to help this whole situation out, and
Yeah.
they're like, nah.
Look,
do
I mean,
it.
but remember, if Biden wins, 62% of the memes get taxed.
so. Here's so Florida 50.1% Trump, 48.8% Biden, with 87% estimated reporting.
Where is it? What?
What state is that?
Florida,
Florida.
Biden's down. What? Well, that's 133,000 votes right now, with whatever 82%. Is that what I said? 87% reporting.
I'm just angry. I didn't invest in plywood and plexiglass this year.
Yeah, or Home Depot, or Lowe's, or any,
Yeah. Or, well, I mean,
or insurance companies for that matter.
losing Florida would not be a surprise. I wonder if these are the votes that they're counting from tonight, or if this is including.
Right. Well, Florida counts votes. I thought they counted votes in advance.
They
It's
do.
This is
their-
why we're not. This is not why we're not Chuck Todd's.
Yeah.
So
Florida's election is very different.
It's-
They don't cast ballots. They fight gators.
They,
And if you lose, that's Biden. If you
well,
win,
and
it's Trump.
what you have to do is actually physically hang a Chad?
Dad.
You have the dimple one by punching it in the face, and the more Chad,
And they give you bonus points if it's. I'm not going to finish that joke.
If the more Chads you dimple,
Okay.
the more votes, and if you're named
That'll be
Chad, your vote counts for 5.
Bonus content.
If your name is
Oh God, no wonder there's so many white guys named Chad from Florida. Explains so much.
So,
oh my God, I have a great joke right now, but I can't say it because.
Why?
You're allowed to get canceled. Come on.
It's there's only like
that.
See, she says I can't. She says I can't say it. You said
I'm a prude.
there's a lot of white Chads from Florida, and I can't finish the joke. I will.
The white Chads from Florida that are in my chat right now will forgive you because they're not snowflakes.
No, it's not about them. I'm typing it right now.
Into private chat, and I'll tell you. Look, if it's not too bad, I will say it myself, and look. They're my people. They'll come back for me, probably.
Okay, there it is.
Oh no! You're right. I can't say that.
I know.
I have limits.
I know. That's why I didn't say it. That's why I didn't say
Why
it.
is it canceled and say it or no?
No, well, I mean, you can do whatever, but it's coming out of your mouth and not mine. I said, "Ooh, that's a bad thought."
I'm gonna throw the
Don't
kibosh
repeat that
down
out loud.
and say that one's don't do it. That's a.
I found the line.
Yeah,
I found the line. I love knowing where the line is.
Right, like it's the good thing is we all like. There's a difference between like because when people are like, nobody's letting comedians say jokes anymore. We've been joking all night. We just all kind of know where there's like that seems a little not okay, and like we feel out where it is somewhere along the lines. And it's like, look, that's just not. Somebody asked, can you put it in Patreon chat? I will. I'll drop it into Patreon chat. But look, I understand how.
Don't attribute it to me. Don't screenshot my name.
No.
You have to pay for this shit. You have to pay for cancel-worthy content.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and here's the thing: I'll tell patrons later, but I'm going to say, look, this is one of those things that passes through your head, and you go, "Ooh, that's that's not a joke that I can say out loud," because people are going to think I think this kind of stuff is okay, and they're going to clip out this little segment of me saying it on the internet and repeat it as though I think this is a funny thing to have happen.
Why do you think I wouldn't say it, but I try to get you to say it so that I could shut this out and then post it tomorrow, and then I get like another 1 million followers or whatever, and you get canceled.
Or whatever it'll be fine. It's like that, and that's why we go. All right, this is even if we all here accept that whatever is about to be said, nobody thinks bad of whatever is like the punchline of the joke. You just don't say it because it's not worth the hurt that it could cause. Like, and that's, we have plenty of other dick shit, just horrible, stupid fucking things we can say. Don't worry. We can dig. We can find more bottom.
I think the point of tonight's podcast or live stream is to hurt as many feelings as possible. That we should not censor ourselves. I feel very censored right now.
So say my joke and put it in context, which only makes it
worse.
No,
I won't. I won't do it.
The context absolutely makes it worse.
Like even you.
It has a lot to do with.
Okay. I was messing with everything
in Florida.
I mean, here's the thing. There's censorship, and then there's what's the word? There's censorship, and then there's just having some sense of when to shut one's fucking mouth.
Guys, I'm being ridiculous right now. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not being serious.
Why felons in Florida can't vote is because it's rooted in reasons like that. But okay, if you don't want to advocate for felons being able to vote, I mean, that's on you. It's not on me.
If felons vote, what's next? Teachers?
Right? Like, holy shit.
Are they allowed to have opinions? Really? They just teach about having opinions.
Teachers should not have opinions.
I mean,
you
I
know
have a
anyone
teaching
who was
degree,
successful in high school who became a teacher? I don't.
I know several.
Oh, never mind. Then maybe everyone in New Jersey is a mediocre person.
Well,
you live in New Jersey, don't you?
I used to.
Did you say everyone who lives in New Jersey or everyone?
You can take the girl out of New Jersey, but not the New Jersey out of the girl. Is that? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, land math can't fit into a person, Dan.
Hey, you're not a quitter though.
Not with that attitude.
I'm just.
You know how much
I'm just
sand that
saying,
is?
It's. I mean, do you ever say
Well,
things
get crushing and make some diamonds.
to judge if you're still a Jersey girl?
It's a physics problem.
To judge if you're still a Jersey girl, do you ever say the following expression? I need to go on a
We're
Wawa
hearing,
run.
hey mommy, hey
That's
mommy.
South Jersey,
Hey, Mommy.
honey.
Oh, I live in
We
South
don't have
Jersey.
Wawa in North Jersey. We have Quick Check.
Good.
Bye. Bye.
Who do we have
Hi.
for tiny humans?
Well, we had Hank returning the phone because I guess he was playing Among Us.
We have tiny humans.
Well, no.
Oh,
The funnier version. Well, there's no children.
Wait. Is this an episode of Which Kid We're Aborting Post-Abortion? Like, I know you guys have like 6 of them all together. Are we like booting one off the island?
Oh, I
Which
know which
one?
one's
I would
going.
watch that show, for the record. I would watch that.
That's a good concept. We haven't played that game.
That's going to be a skit on
who would be
SNL
for? I
eventually.
know the exact order, and my kids would not be the last ones to go.
Sophie's Choice, the game show,
No,
is
yours
filmed
are like
before a live studio
middle
audience.
ground. Yours are squarely in the middle.
It is very straightforward. I don't want to say their names because I don't want them to find this like 10 years from now. No, well, they'll know, and that's all that matters. I don't care if that and Alice know. No, I just want my kids to know that they are not my first or last choice, and that's all that matters.
Dan, what matters is who you leave what to in the will. That's all that matters.
Oh, Lucy gets it all.
Her oldest gets it all. Her oldest is my favorite. She's
a cool kid. She's way cooler than either one of us are.
She's only 10, and
she has her shit figured out.
Oh yeah.
She's wanted to be an ornithologist since she was 3. 2.
Bird was her first word, and then at 3, she came up one morning and was like, "I'm going to be an ornithologist."
Hey, Dan, someone wants to know who you are so you can follow you.
Who is Dan? So I can follow. I am Dan.
He run. But what do you do, Dan?
Science enthusiast.
I do a lot of things. Like today, I woke up. I made a sandwich. I played Rocket League.
Dan runs a science
enthusiast,
so you should go look up a science enthusiast on Facebook.
Science enthusiast. I have a Patreon too, but I don't pay attention to it because
anyways, that's who he is.
What would have been really cool is if Yvette would have, tagged my page like I tagged her page when I shared this video. Well, that's fine.
It's a night of many people coming and going on this thing.
Oh, shit. I should have shared this on the.
Oh, it's always a night of many people coming in this house.
Look, I didn't have enough batteries. I'm sorry. My bandwidth is low. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm a disorganized.
And now there's a child downstairs, and so I feel very weird about what I just said.
Well done, sir. Anyway, shall we quickly? Let's briefly check in with the New York Times on how the election is going so far, shall we? Oof.
Oh,
yeah, it looks like we're not going to win Florida.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is New Hampshire has counted 26 votes, 16 for Trump, 10 for Biden. And it makes sense because there's only about 26 people up there.
It's Bill Notch, which is traditionally counted first, went Biden, and Dixville Notch is not an indicator of jack shit. So who knows? So last night I told my husband about Dixville Notch. It's like, yeah, Dixville Notch went Biden. He's like, were those all words in English that I was supposed to understand? I'm from New Hampshire. I grew up with like all the primary stuff.
I didn't know you were from New Hampshire.
I was born in Massachusetts, and I grew up.
I spent a summer in Henniker, New Hampshire.
Oh, I have a good friend from there.
Well, I spent a month of that summer in Henniker.
It's a pretty
at
little
New England College.
Oh, it is a pretty little section of the universe. Anyways, I got used to all the you get used to all the little New Hampshire-y. I randomly get excited at Blur. Thanks to Alice has to manage that. But yeah, I got used to the New Hampshire-y political stuff, and one of them is Dixville Notch has the first closed. Like they get together at midnight because there are like 12 people there. They get together at midnight, they vote, and then they have a party. You know, when it's not a goddamn when it's not a pandemic. So they got together last night, midnight, voted, and I tell my husband this. He's like, so they get together at midnight and vote. I'm like, yeah. He's like, and they count the votes. I'm like, yeah. And they have a party. He's like, what is it? Why is it always fucking New Hampshire that's weird with the voting? I'm like, we have nothing else to do.
Dixville Notch sounds like something I'd carve into my bedpost.
Maybe
it's more like the warning, like after like the last like how to put a condom on thing. It's like Dixville Notch. You know? I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't either, but I liked it.
I'll be aware if this happens, because you'll know if and when Dixville Notch happened. You'll know. You don't need to be told. It'll be.
Dixville Notch is actually
Dixville.
It is a condition.
Yes,
a medical condition.
Yep.
Somebody just commented that they're on 50 milligrams of, or their 50th milligram of THC. Did you take it? You know, here's the question: did you take it all at once, or did you take it throughout the course of the night? Because either way, it's the person who said that they've been regularly saying, "What's going on? I can't tell what's happening here." Dude, maybe you overshot your edible quotient. I hope you're okay. I hope you've got some water. I hope you've got a babysitter.
Well, see, but even then, when someone says 50 mils, you're like, is that a lot? Is that not enough?
I have no clue. 50 milligrams for me means I'm still people can't tell I'm high.
Right. Yeah, I'm still pretty okay.
Yeah, 50 milligrams. I know people who 5 to 10 milligrams and they're out cold, and it takes until I hit 100 milligrams when I'm like, I probably shouldn't drive. That's different. People have different tolerances with this particular substance. So,
hey guys, I adore you, but I have an election party I have to get to, so I'm gonna bounce. I'll hit you up. Maybe I'll catch up with you later.
Good times. Go have fun. Good luck to you and your candidate.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Brandon is out, and it is just down to us. Nobody here but us squirrels. Somebody, Dylan Oxford, has said 10 milligrams, and I can't stand. I remember those days when I first moved to California.
I wish I could be like that, because how much cheaper would that be?
I would say that, but I get my pot for free. So I'm sure that I would consume less.
Someone's I'm so jealous of y'all living in places where pot is legal, and I'm here in New York.
And, look, Alice, it's you have alcohol. I don't drink. If I was in a place where if I was a drinker, I would probably consume that occasionally. It gives me a stomachache. So
fair.
Pot's for me, alcohol's for you. Do the drug that works for you. Somebody has requested a 3-way screen lick. So there's a thing. Have you witnessed this, Alice, before?
No. But someone's been requesting a screen lick for the last 60 minutes.
All right, so there's this thing that we did starting a long time ago on my live stream, where somebody asked if we thought COVID could be passed via computer, and I was like, I don't know, I'll lick the screen and we'll find out. And
I'm trying to lick her, but she won't let me.
I'm witnessing the licking
there,
over.
She let me.
You two are very cute and very.
Anyway, now we have a 3-year-old here. Hey.
We are clearly
not
on top. Would he like to lick the screen? Could you hold the camera up to him and have him lick it? Either way.
No.
Fine.
All right.
Inappropriate.
All right. So can we on 3?
Inappropriate.
Are you not going to lick the screen with us, Dan?
What is happening?
Hank, do you want to lick the screen? Just like this.
People are like, "What's happening?"
Where's your face?
The screen is up straight up and tongue up to the thing.
Well, and now I've given everybody.
I'm pretty sure I gave my screen herpes.
I'm just gonna go up and give you one straight lick.
Okay.
I may have French.
Okay, you're good. You're good. You got it.
I think
I didn't
you guys,
actually like it though.
that was the weirdest three-way we've ever had. I mean, it's the only.
Have you ever had a non-weird three-way?
Excuse
You
me.
know, I've had a lot of them, so
Okay.
this is also why I can't run for office.
It's
You know, I didn't
you
know
gotta.
You could totally run for office as long as the three-way wasn't with a staffer.
Just kidding. I'm like,
I
wait,
feel like that's too spicy for me to touch at this point because I'm.
Well, I
team-
missed what it was, but I will be
It's-
shocked if something was too spicy
Well,
for you.
we'll talk about it later. You're not even in. People want to see you more than you want to see me. I promise.
It's your guys' I don't know if this is restream because it does it sometime or if it's your camera, but you're a little blurry, and I want to see Maddox's pretty face. She's
Well,
like, no.
I think it's.
No need. It's okay.
I think it's on your end.
All I've learned is, Yvette, you could be the next Kate Hill.
Kate, huh? What?
Well, Alice, we were trying to move on from it, and that's why I said I wasn't going to say anything because I have thoughts about Katie Hill, and
Oh yeah.
it gets a little.
What's-
It's a little too serious, especially since a Republican took your seat.
Oh yeah. Her getting outed because of pictures of her having consensual sex.
Oh my God, the horror! Well, that's why Republicans were so upset about it. Is it was consensual.
It's
that's what's really offensive to them.
Yeah. Like
Look, if you just don't take it and grab it by the pussy, does it count?
What's funny to me about and I hate to bring up Roger Stone, but it's amusing.
You hate to bring up what?
I hate to bring up Roger Stone, but it amuses me. The reason that Roger Stone got kicked out of mainstream-ish Republican politics was consensual swinging with his wife and other people. Like they found an ad that he'd placed in, I don't know if it was online or whatever, but they found an ad he'd placed at a swingers thing, being like, "We're looking for people to bang together," and it was like. He's admitting to having sex with other people. We can only have people in the party who don't admit to their affairs. And Roger Stone was out. And I'm like, well, he's a dirty, rotten trickster. He does a lot of horrible things, but I just think it's funny that the one thing that he got kicked out of the party for was him being honest about his sex life.
Like that's where the line is, oh, you were honest about what you want. That's not okay.
They prefer liars. They want good, honest liars.
With 45%, Biden is up 51.7% to Trump's 46.9%. Again, with 45% reporting in Texas.
What? Just don't fuck with me.
45% reporting. That 55% could be fucking boonies.
Oh, fuck, look, I swear to God, if I end up having to get a fucking Texas tattoo by the end of this,
I'll get one with you.
Okay, fine.
Like just to throw, look, that's my version of a prayer. You and I will go together and we'll get small ones, but we'll get tiny little Texas tattoos if Texas fucking wins this for Biden. We'll do this.
Tiny little
I'll do the thing. I promise.
Your man's from Texas. He can laugh his ass off at us, but we'll have won this election. Look,
how is Trump winning Florida? I don't.
No, I mean Florida was a toss-up anyway. Like we knew that going in. I'm not surprised.
but also, fuck every single person in Florida who voted for Trump. I'm sorry, cancel me. I'm fine with it.
Oh no, I'm fine. Here's the thing. I'm kind of fine with saying
it's worthy.
But it's like, look, I'm just shocked that Texas is like, I'm kind of shocked, but I'm also like, look, we might have just underestimated how far it would go Biden because we weren't prepared for this many voters who came out.
But again, it's not even half yet, and not to Chuck Todd it here, but
no, you're right. We have to be cautiously optimistic, but Jesus, that's a lot of percentage points to have to make up. That's a lot.
I mean, well, and of course, I don't know. I only looked at the percent. The most I can process right now is percentages. I couldn't be bothered to read the actual vote count. but
I'm just looking it up now because I'm in
I'm
shock.
losing.
What's the all right? 47% reporting Biden. All right, it's closer than you said.
You gotta remember, well,
right,
it's not. It is as close as what
within,
CNN was reporting.
All right, so what I've got.
Biden's up 10% in Ohio with 44% reporting, and
10% in Ohio.
Yeah, it was
my God.
54 to 44, I believe.
I have 51% reporting in Ohio.
Or no, he's up 50.
Well,
he's
I am looking. I am not looking at a phone. I'm looking at.
You're talking at two different percentages.
Well, this just absolutely gorgeous man named John King.
Stop licking me.
It's fine. What John King? Yeah, 54.4% to 44.4%. Biden's up in Ohio. He's what 281,000 ahead with 44%.
So about half of Ohio has reported, and Biden is up by nearly 10%, by about 10%, basically. Yeah.
Maybe all that hating on, hey, we should frack more, maybe didn't play out well for him.
So
again, not to Chuck Todd it here.
If Biden wins, how do we sex up Hunter Biden for the next 4 years? Because totally,
you get him.
I know around him.
I know what we do.
You get him to stop taking selfies of himself in his bathtub.
I have an idea. You know what we do? Because there was another president's son who had a bit of a coke problem, and you know what? So there was a guy who was running for president whose son had a coke problem, and not only did we let that guy be vice president and head of the CIA and then president, but we eventually made that guy's son president, and his name was George H.W. Bush. So
what?
So we let Cokey McCokeface George H.W. Bush's son be president, and then we let George W. Bush be president, and he had a coke problem. So we leave.
I don't know Bush had a coke problem.
Yeah, George W. Bush had a coke problem and a fucking.
I did not know this. How did I miss this?
Because you're 7 years younger than me.
Clearly.
Well, he didn't. But he didn't inhale he didn't smoke marijuana, so that makes him okay.
Yeah, so he did the expensive people drugs.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say, I mean, I searched really hard for the Hunter Biden sex tape. I haven't found it. So if you do, email it to me at info@2girlsandmike.
Because then I
need to review it.
We want the parody for it. That's all we want.
No, I don't want the parody. I want the real thing. I
didn't know he was actually attractive.
Review it.
I've never seen him. You can say he's hot. It's okay. It's not gonna.
Dude, it's like if Jordan Peterson went on an all pussy diet. That's Hunter Biden.
Jordan Peterson only eats meat, though, doesn't he? Or is he all about? I forget what.
It's all meat right now. Like it's
all meat. But then didn't he almost die?
I don't know what he's eating after his coma.
He's on a coma diet. He's on a feeding tube diet.
Is he still in a coma?
No, he's out of the coma. Who knows what he's eating? Maybe feeding tubes.
I'm going to say something.
It would not prohibit me from talking shit about him because I'm
not talking shit. We're just speculating his diet.
I'm going to say something oddly. I'm going to say something oddly compassionate about Jordan Peterson that's out of character for me, because I think even though he is a bullshit artist who has made a lot of money on his little grift, I think that I think that he got caught into a grift himself when he got both. Whether it was sick or whether it was his addiction issue with his dependency / addiction issue with benzodiazepines, when he got caught into his whole go to Serbia and Russia and wherever he went to for this treatment, he got sucked into another grift. And when you're a grifter, you fall for other grifters because you think grifters are telling the truth. So yeah, even though I think that he has sold people a bad bill of goods with a lot of the shit that he said, I think that I still, because I'm a person who tries to bust bullshit, I still feel bad for him for being sucked into a bullshit artist very dangerous medical treatment that very clearly injured him for a while. So I can feel bad for someone like that, but also wish that they would use their platform afterwards to go, I got caught in a grift and I should warn people about this. But instead, he's telling people, oh, the American medical system didn't treat me well at all. It's like, no, you got a dangerous treatment in Russia that left you unable to talk and walk and speak for months afterwards because they put you into a medically induced coma to deal with your addiction as opposed to dealing with it properly. So I both feel bad for him and wish he would be a little bit more introspective. So
well, see, I haven't heard any of that, which tells me that he has fallen completely out of relevancy. So, which can only be a good thing for both humanity, but also him.
I'm sure he'll manage to claw his way back into relevancy because the main reason he was irrelevant because he was basically in a coma / having such severe medical problems for a year that he could barely talk.
Yeah.
So now that he can talk again, we're gonna have to deal with this shit again, I'm sure.
I remain hopeful that maybe he won't talk.
It's 2020. I hope is.
Yeah, but see, you gotta have. I bought. How many trees did I buy for my yard this year? Four. About 4 trees. So I tried to transplant the 5th one I found growing on the side of my house. It died, but that's fine. If I get 4 out of 5, small victories. I put what in my kitchen right now. You can see underneath my cabinets, I have like LED light strips. It's fucking stupid, but like it brings me like an ounce of joy when I say, "Hey Google, set kitchen lights to red," and now they're red. I got a little bit of joy. It's the little things.
Quick question, Yvette. Do you have any of our past guests from the show, like any porn people or comedians coming on later tonight?
I do not. I basically decided I can only handle 3 hours of this because
We've been on for
I have
half of that. We've been on.
Yeah,
I signed up. I signed up for 8 o'clock. So
yeah, it's my next guest is it's just going to be an hour straight of me and a fellow Elizabeth Warren stan just fucking politicking out. It's going to be the last hour of this, or however long I can talk Kevin into staying, is going to be serious politico and dick jokes. But it's just
Kevin. You know what? Yeah. I'm not going to make the joke. I'm not going to make the joke. You know the joke I'm about to make. I'm not going to make the joke.
Neither of you two know Kevin either. No, it's my friend Kevin Perez Allen. He's
I have to type it now.
He is a politico in DC, and we're gonna straight mainline politics for an hour. So let's see. Someone just commented, "Fuck, McConnell is winning." Unfortunately, we knew McConnell was. Someone's not that Kevin. No. oh, Dan.
I know.
Dan, what? You know me better than that. I have
the more you talk about it, the more you enhance the guesses of what it is.
I have standards and self-respect, Dan.
No, you don't.
Remind me to tell you a story after all this. I have a story. I have a couple stories.
About that particular person that you just mentioned? Oh, I have them too. Don't worry. We'll chat later.
We all do.
Yeah, we love those people. So Mentor just said LOL.
One time we were at a bar and Alice, what? Oh, I'm sorry.
What? I feel like we're just like giving people behind the scenes shit of like how
See, that was supposed to be a joke, and then you guys would just continue talking like that.
We all go too far.
Yes.
You all went a little too far, and one thing led to another, and I'm pregnant.
Congratulations.
You are glowing.
Is it human?
I mean, it was almost a year ago.
So it's an abortion
that we hung out in Nashville. So.
Man! Oh yeah! Holy shit! We hung out a year ago in Nashville, like when people could still touch each other. Holy crap!
My God.
Hey, Yvette, taking Dan to a honky tonk in Nashville is the funniest shit you'll ever see.
I'm just picturing him with like a cowboy hat.
You got Dan to go to a honky tonk?
Well,
Dude,
it was with Emily. So it was with Emily.
With his, like,
she
soon-to-be ex-wife.
No, you don't need to. But she very much enjoyed that, ironically. But like, if it was like, most of the pleasure was the fact that that's not my place to be. That's not where I feel comfortable at all. There's way too many people, and you can't see any of them. And also,
did he line dance?
No.
Oh.
I stood there. I stood there while a pretty lady like rubbed things up on me, and that's fine.
Oh my.
It's and well, as someone who's been to Kentucky a few times and grew up, literally my high school overlooked the Ohio River, and from my lunchroom I could see Kentucky. It smells like where you're at right now.
Oh, excuse you. Hold on. Josh Williams said, "What do you have against gay porn?"
Let us clarify something,
Josh. Which is a gay porn parody of The Ring.
We have reviewed plenty of gay porn and enjoyed it very much, sir.
We reviewed Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Ball. I'll have you know.
And we enjoyed every last thrust into every.
Say it louder, Maddox.
What we have against
Maddox? No,
what we have.
Maddox has something to say. Maddox has something to say. Say it.
Yeah, say it.
Say it again.
Gay porn is the best porn.
Yeah.
It's the only time you ever see guys jacking off in porn.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Now,
nobody wants to see that. Right, exactly.
Well, the problem we have is with Santorum, because what often gets left out of the definition of Santorum as told by Dan Savage is because people often tell it this way: it's the frothy mixture of fecal matter and lube that results from anal sex. But that is not the correct definition of Santorum. The correct definition of Santorum is the frothy mixture of fecal matter and lube that sometimes. Results from anal sex. Because if you do the clean out correctly, you will not produce Santorum. And we do not want any Rick Santorum or Santorum tonight. We're not putting up with any of that shit, literal or metaphorical. Thank you very much.
But what if on the next live stream we could get Rick Santorum?
Can we just insult him nonstop? If we just insult him nonstop to his face, I'd do it. I'd be like, so how does it? Let's see. What question?
You'd have to see what you'd have to do. You book him for an hour, and then 55 minutes, you're fine. And then the minute 56, you go in for that because then you have all sorts of material you can edit together.
Just ask questions that like you're trying to get certain phrases out of him, and then edit.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm saying that's okay or you should absolutely do it or anything. I would never condone that type of behavior.
I would.
Family show. Hey, Hank, do you want to show your airplane off to?
Stop. No one wants to see his
a bunch of people. Yeah. No, look at him. Look, he created that.
It's cool, buddy.
All right, now go back upstairs.
Okay, you ready to go to bed?
Aww. We're a family show here.
Go drive it.
All right. Family show's over. All right, go upstairs. All right, love you, Hank. Bye.
It's Alice just messages saying somehow there are comedy shows going on in New York City right now. Why? Like, it's it's a thing where I'm like, if I would love to go and see another, like if it was outside and way that it was safe right now, I would love to be at a comedy show right now. But I also don't think I could focus. I couldn't do that. I could take my brain away from this right now to enjoy myself. Alice, are you frozen? Can you hear us, Alice?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't watch movies without thinking, where are their masks? Why are they so close to each other?
Yeah, like it's hard to watch anything from the before times.
I see like memories of like I was at a Weird Al concert last year and I saw those memories pop up on Facebook recently and I was like, ugh, oh my gosh.
Oh, so we never got to Dan at a friggin' honky tonk. So he's just standing still as like Sweet Caroline is pumping.
Yeah.
And everybody in the crowd is singing, and this guy is completely stoic in the crowd.
I don't sing.
No,
I don't dance.
Doesn't sing. Everybody is
Not even a
blast on regardless whatever song is happening, and Dan is being Dan. So what I'm saying is Dan, you're probably not like I'm gonna guess a dancer, and you are not someone who normally likes to be enthusiastic about music, which is really disappointing.
Well, and what will make that even weirder? What makes that even weirder, is the fact that my camera's not like well centered on it. Is I used to teach music, so you know. Okay, cool. Laughs in New Zealander is what that comment is. I'm guessing.
It's, in other words, us looking at videos of people with in the before times and crying. He's like, ha ha ha, we don't wear masks.
It's fine.
By the way, there is an update. I have hit a brick wall when it comes to inviting Gary Johnson onto the show. So apparently it's going to take a little while. So unfortunately, yeah, I can't pull in for this.
It is okay. We've got my friend Kevin's coming on in 10 minutes, and we're flipping over to hardcore political analysis. At this point, we have, according to, I believe this is the WAPO analysis. It looks like we are at Biden 85 and Trump 61 for electoral votes, and they have three states that they're polling are in the lead for Trump. Four states are currently in the lead for Biden. 2 are currently in the lead for Trump, and those it's who the fuck knows. We'll get there. It'll eventually be over.
Will it?
No, it's all going to be a disaster. They're going to be. I worry that, I mean, and I say this just because like the last week and this is, I think, the scariest part of this, like, between I don't know if I want to call it attacks, I guess, on the Biden caravan in Texas earlier this week, coordinated, like they were sitting there on the highway waiting for the bus. The fact that right-wing politicians were willing to say, oh, they escorted them out of town peacefully when they hit one of the cars in the caravan. That clearly was not peaceful. That was not an escort out of town when they were trying to drive into town. Like, that was an attack. They tried to they tried to plug up bridges and highways in a couple other cities. They've been, coordinating to do some horrible shit leading up to the election. I'm highly concerned about the potential for violence tonight. Honestly,
I kind of hate violence on all sides. Like, what the fuck has been going on in the past week in like Philadelphia? Like, I don't know what's been going on there. Why have liberals been burning shit down as well? Like, I don't like the Trump stuff. I don't like the liberal stuff where we're also burning shit down.
I wasn't aware that something had happened in Philadelphia. Oh,
yeah. There was some violence, and they were definitely burning and raiding a number of different stores down there last week. Can we can we not?
Just keep adding fuel to the fire from both sides. None of it's helpful.
No. It's like it's helping, the case for Trump, liberals, when you do this.
That's the biggest point I ever hear from talking. I have a lot of Republican family members, and that's their biggest point is, the liberals are destroying stuff. Like, why are we adding to their...
the one in Philadelphia last week was after. The one in Philadelphia last week was after they shot an unarmed black man.
God damn it.
It's like, it's not, and I mean, here's the thing, and I say this with love, Alice. Every time I hear about left-wing violence, it's because the police did a violence against the left wing fucking again, and I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it too. Every time it's left-wing violence, it's because the police shot someone. I'm sick of it too.
Even more.
But I feel like it's not
whenever
I hear taking things out of context either.
You took it out of context first by saying the left wing is doing this. Nah, the police started it again. You do this all the time, though.
I'm just trying to understand why raiding a fucking Kmart or Walmart is going to help anyone in regards to
do you think the people who are starting these protests are the ones that are out there doing the raiding? No, it's 5 assholes who are out there starting the looting, and it's everybody else.
5 assholes starting the looting event.
Yeah, those aren't the main people who are out there protesting.
And those people
and over 90%
as well.
There's been a study
seriously arguing?
Yeah, we are. There are over 90% of the BLM protests
really
have
mad.
been shown
Alice, are you mad?
at this point.
93% of the BLM protests have been more than completely.
Alice, are you mad?
Completely.
Alice.
Yeah.
I love you.
Fuck, am I canceled?
You're not canceled. It's just here's the thing, like
Alice.
The things that people are worried about tonight.
I love you, but you're canceled. You're done. We're no longer friends.
But I want to
like, hey, Alice, seriously, start learning about how often police shoot unarmed black men. Yeah, I've learned, but I don't understand how. Never mind. You know what? Obviously, I'm not going to win with the audience because I understand when it comes to protesting police brutality. I understand that. I don't understand how
it's not constructive.
Narrative is going to help us at all.
It's here, and I mean, I want to know how this went from
a constructive reaction.
Yeah, it's not a constructive reaction to loot, but and this is the problem again with false balance in the media, because we were just talking about this group that has been planning, literally, they're planning on disrupting people's ability to vote. They've been talking about having people stationed at the polls, threateningly, and they've been blocking highways. And the first thing you did in response to that,
for the record, all that's a dick
I didn't mean to do that in response to that. I apologize.
No, but that was literally your response to my saying that. Do you see how that comes across?
Okay, that's okay. Fair point.
And I mean, this is kind of, it feels like a restrained response
not
to how somebody brings, but that is how it comes across sometimes.
Okay.
And I mean, it is easy to look at this and go, both sides are going to just jump into violence of this. Nobody is boarding up their windows in Los Angeles because they're worried that people are going to, because they're worried that people are going to riot if Joe Biden loses this election.
So this is the professor.
It's a very cute cat.
The professor, he is very much does not like being held. Unlike
it's really good at distracting.
Jack, well, that claw just went in my mouth, but that's fine. Unlike Jack Esquire, who he doesn't care about most things,
including you,
including me.
How many of them are there?
Well,
it's up for debate.
That's a complicated question right now. 2 is the official answer.
2 is the official answer? That means there are...
We'll talk later about why there are 3.
3 is... There's an unofficial answer?
3 is better than 2, isn't it?
Well, I guess that depends on which one qualifies as the third.
Why does I'm very confused as to why one qualifies as are there 3 cats or are there 2? This is a Schrodinger's cat situation. Are they all what's happening with the cats?
Well, in the house right now there's only 3 or 2.
There's
unless somebody let that third cat in.
No, there's 2 in the house currently.
2.
In this house.
Oh, you have a side cat. There we go.
We have 2 side cats.
7, as Sabrina says, 7 works. Oh, and we have somebody else coming on. This is the guy.
We have a serious
woman. A serious political analyst on. I think that means Dan and I need to stop fucking around.
I love you guys both. I'm kicking you off for serious time. All right.
We were supposed to be off an hour ago. Yeah. So
bye, guys.
Bye.
Nice to meet you, Kevin. See ya.
Bye.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Oh God.
Stressed out and dying.
I mean, a little bit, like all of us are. Yeah,
basically.
feeling. I'm feeling a little. I don't know. I'm kind of right in the middle right now. So Florida was a little surprising, but then not really because of Florida. What gives me hope though is the fact that, oh, go ahead.
I've been trying to kind of keep up. Does it look, has Florida been called yet or no?
I mean, it's been called by a couple of the decision desks.
Like it's a thing where it looked like it was on the fence anyway. So it's like, as I've been saying, we don't need to win all of them. We need to win some of them, like decisively. So Florida, but Texas still looks like it's like Biden's winning it so far. So maybe
Texas is going to be very close. And God. So the really interesting thing here is the fact that Biden actually overperformed in a lot of the districts in Florida, a lot of the counties that he needed to, but he lost a lot of Cuban voters in Miami-Dade, and that flipped it. So what that does is that doesn't tell us anything for the rest of the country, which is good, because if it was, those same white voters that put Trump in the White House the first time, it would be like, okay, this is a repeat, but it's not. And Biden is doing much better in other areas around the country right now. So I'm feeling a little better about that. But, as a Latino, I'm very disappointed in the Latinos in Miami-Dade. So,
I mean, that's its own little world down there. It's just, oh my God, that is gut-wrenching to look at. But like, it's so far, I mean, other than Texas being like, I mean, it's not even decisively close. It's just, it's like, it's leaning by, it feels like those early votes helped out a lot. But like, my map just jumped, or my map just changed around a little bit. Hold on. I believe everything just updated a second ago, and I'm trying to see which states went where. New Mexico just got called. We're up to 119 to 92. Biden, Trump, and it's just a handful of New England states and a couple of Western states went. So we've got now New Mexico called, and I believe New York just went. So cool. This is. We know as much as we did 20 minutes ago. It's just, we'll get there. Until then, I just get to keep panicking for a while. But like, there have been no surprises. Like, there are no major surprises at this point, and there's so many states that just won't be surprises. Like, let me see. Let's click on Georgia and see what's happening there, because I don't know if they have enough. Trump's in the lead, but it's only 33% reporting. But like, do we even, of all the states that were like, this might go either way, like Georgia was the one that I had the lowest hopes for flipping, just because it's Georgia. Like,
it might still be 2 to 4 years away.
Yeah, like Texas is very highly predicted to, if it doesn't go this time, just because of the changing demographics, it'll be really surprising if it doesn't flip blue. So Stephen Reese just said, I just crawled up from under a rock. How's it looking?
Go back under the rock for another couple times. I mean, what I would caution people to remember is that the whole ball game is Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Everything else, if Biden wins anything else, any of these other states that are considered swing states right now, that's just the cherry on top. But Michigan, Wisconsin, and so that's the game.
And he's in like a court, and it sucks looking at polls and being like, but he looks so good in the polls, and we just don't know what that means this year. Like, we have no idea what that means this year, like, because the voting turnout is so high, and we just don't know. But like, he looks good in the polls in those states, but I'm terrified about Pennsylvania. Like, it's, again, it's hard to take anything from the polls right now. So let's see, North Carolina is, it's, when I looked at it earlier, it didn't have a little blue dot over it. It does now. Whereabouts are we? Oh, that looks pretty good for Biden. That is 51.2 to 47.7. So
that is really good, because mostly what needs to come in is smaller red counties.
So hold on a second. Every once in a while, somebody misreads a situation. It's my friend Alice, who was on here before you. Like we were jokingly talking about getting Gary Johnson on here because we had two libertarian. We had a libertarian and a person who had a connection to Gary Johnson. We were like, let's see if we can get him on for fun. One of the people she reached out to was like, well, I have a connection to Ann Coulter and to one of the founders of and to Gavin McInnes. We can see if we can get that. I'm like, you don't seem to know who I am. Woo! That's oh my God. Hey, yeah, it's just like, just to let you guys know, like I will bring on people who I don't agree with on everything, but like two within a point. Like Alice and I, my co-host and I, we just from Two Girls One Mic, we disagree on things, and like I'll go hard on Alice when like I have a thing that I'm like, look you, and you guys saw some of that, but I love Alice deeply. She's my best friend, and like that's it's me arguing with her does not mean I don't love her. Like, and that's why we can have these disagreements that you guys saw. It's bringing on someone like Gavin McInnes is not a person who I'll have on, because that's not a disagreement I will have, but like our people's rights to exist when they're different from you. Yeah. That's not an okay disagree. There's a difference. Okay. So let's see. Star was commented, Biden is dominating in Pennsylvania, but there are a lot of small counties left to be counted. And those small counties with, 12 people in them terrify me, because we don't. So yeah, but just remember, you and I voted Warren. we had our plan. Just to let people know, this is how we met through a mutual Politico out here in California, who was like, Alice's suggestion was, hey, if you want to fuck with Ann Coulter or with Gavin McInnes, we can have them on. I mean, guys, do you guys want to fuck with Ann Coulter? I mean, we could, but I don't have enough Valium. Like,
I wouldn't tempt the devil. I'm just throwing that out there.
What?
I wouldn't tempt the devil, and I think both of them qualify as such.
Yeah. It's very, very true. Very true. I just have to respond to Alice for a second, but yeah, it's whilst I'm responding to Alice, tell people who you are and what you do quickly. Just give humans an introduction to you.
Sure. Yeah, I realized I just came on and started talking, so I apologize for that.
I didn't give you a proper introduction. That was my fault.
No, it's okay. So I've worked as a political consultant and political communication specialist for 15 years now. I live here in DC, although I'm originally from LA, and I work for a national Latino-focused organization that works on ensuring full civic participation among Latinos just in general. So yeah, I've been working on a lot of this stuff for a while. I've worked on lots and lots and lots of campaigns throughout the country. And it's just, no matter who says that they have like the expertise or I'm in the know or whatever, it's just, you just never know. It's so hard to predict voters. It's such a very imprecise sense. You're better off, just like someone on here said, just light a lot of candles and use goat's blood.
Summon the ghost of Sobek to bring about the dear God. Like I have been like when I tell people I have stress baked 2 cheesecakes this week, I'm not kidding. Hold on a second. Just sending Alice a zillion heart. So it's when I tell people that I like, it's when Alice and I disagree, it's like we get straight to the of it, and like then we send each other a zillion hearts in text message. Like that's we fight. We love hard, we fight hard. That is my friendship with Alice. Anyway, we're business partners, so that's part of it. Anyways, but no, it's the whole thing is just fucking, it's now she's sending me this signal over text because we're adults. That's, you gotta. It's ladies send these things. Like she's my hetero life mate. It's just, it is what it is. And it's we're up by 10. Let's see. Leslie just said we're up by 10 points in North Carolina. I wish I had brought, like, I kept planning. I'm like, I need to get a map to like put up behind me to like, keep track of this. But I feel like every 2 seconds, I'd be like updating it and then unupdating it, and it would be a mess. Like I feel like it's like at the end of this, I think at the end of the night, we will know that. I've been predicting for weeks we're going to know that Joe Biden's ahead, but not by enough to call it, and that's going to be enough to throw this into turmoil.
That's very likely. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah. I really wish you had a map behind you with like a hologram of Alice just right next to it, that we could be all three of us talking.
Here, you guys can just here's the last message she sent, guys. Just like when I say that like it's like I said, when we get heated about something, I'm an asshole, and the fact that she can put up with me is to her credits. So yeah, I love my hetero life, but anyways, it's Russell Smith commented, it's not close, it's just not over. No, that's it's there's no way Biden doesn't like run away with the popular right now. Just my God, like it's
What's horrifying about all of this is the simple fact that we all know that Joe Biden is going to win the popular vote, but we don't know if he's going to be president. That is terrifying. And I'm sure European countries and other democracies around the world are looking at it like, what the fuck are they doing?
Like, weren't you guys the shining city on a shithill? What? Like, it's just, whatever. Oh my God. There's whatever we used to be, we're not that anymore. Like, I mean, I lived in England 2006 to 2007, and like it was interesting being out of the country in an election year, and that was the year that the Democrats took over. I want to say it was Bush was in the White House, and I think like we were expecting to take back the House, but we both took back the House and the Senate. And there were Brits that were like, yelling in the streets when that happened. And that was when I realized like American politics are everywhere. Like people follow this in ways that we don't follow other people's elections. But I had like, people were fast. Like there were some people that knew jack shit about America. And I realized, I'm this tiny little ambassador, to what people think about our weird little country. But now, like, I wonder what people think about our country now. Like it's been 2006, 13 years later, what do people think about, have people's perceptions of me, the human being who they knew 13 years ago, do they think I'm different now because of how they look at the country as a whole? Do they think Americans as a whole, the individuals are different? Like, and that's stuff that I think about when I think about how our politics shifts, because like just from living abroad, like people get an impression of you based on what they see from the politics. It's just, it's a lot of stuff that I think about when I think about who I'm going to vote for. And like, that's part of the reason why I'm like, vote for the guy who you don't think's an asshole. Like Joe Biden, not an asshole.
I mean, it's the same thing in 2008 too. You saw footage of people celebrating around the world when Obama won because of how despised George Bush was. And I never thought we would have another president that would be as despised as George W. Bush. And then we got Trump. And that's the thing is there's one party here in this country that continuously produces assholes and who works really, really hard to take as much away from people as possible. And then there's the other party who's like, yeah, let's give people some health care. Yeah, let's make sure people aren't dying in the streets.
Yeah.
And there's a massive difference around the world can see that, because even conservative parties, and I'm not talking about like far right, small nationalist parties, but like the mainstream conservative parties in other countries are like moderate Dems here.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's such a
our Overton window has so shifted. I want to clarify one thing from the comment. Mentor Tormento commented, didn't the Republicans last win the popular vote in like 1988? Kind of. You see, it's much easier for someone to win the election once they're the incumbent. So the last two Republicans who have gotten into office have been George Bush and Donald Trump. And on their first go round, so on George Bush in 2000 and Donald Trump in 2016, they both lost the popular votes in that election. So 2004, George Bush, he won the popular vote in that election. So there is your brief little history. No Republican has won a popular vote in their first election. There you go.
Yeah. So since '88, that's crazy.
George Bush he's number one. America number one.
I still have like PTSD from 2000. That was my first election. I turned 18 a month and a half before the election, and it was just it just crushed me because I really thought Gore was going to win.
It's
Say it again?
2000. You said
2000. Yeah.
Yeah. It's your. I forgot how old or how close we are in age. How old are you again?
I just turned 38 in September.
Okay. Yeah. I was just barely too young to vote in 2000. So I missed by a couple months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, yeah, it's so like when I have it, it's and here's the thing. I was living and like I was from New Hampshire. I was living and like my father was like a Republican, and I like and my mom was an independent, and just like to not start too many fights. You know, she got divorced the next summer. To not start too many fights, she just didn't talk about the fact that she was not a Republican. So I did not know what I believed at that time. It took me a little while after I got out of the house. You know, by the time 2004 hit, I was living in Boston, 2 miles away from John Kerry. Guess who I was voting for? So it was, but that was the first time I realized I lived in a bubble. And like since 2004, like I've been, and that was the first one that broke my heart. And this is what I always tell people who are younger than me, who are sure because they've seen it on their timeline. All of my friends are voting this way. I don't think anyone's going to vote for Biden because everyone I know is a Marxist. I think, you know, I saw this huge parade of Trump voters. So of course everyone, you know what? When I lived in 2004 at a small liberal arts college, wasn't I a dear? Bless my sweet summer child. Small liberal arts college that Ted motherfucking Kennedy was on the board of, down 2 miles away from John Kerry's house. How could George Bush have possibly won? I didn't know anyone who was voting for him. Oh my God, a lesson in living in a fucking bubble, huh?
Absolutely. I went to a small liberal arts college too, so I get it.
Yeah, I remember back to like whenever I hear a friend who's not, you know, they're just getting into politics, and like I saw a friend go through this with being an Andrew Yang really motivated them to get into politics, and it was cool seeing them just get, you know, fired up with that. And I thought Andrew Yang had some great ideas. I love the thought of us getting universal basic income, and like it was neat to see something like that. Like, and they're like, but I don't see anyone who likes any of these candidates. I only see people who are into Yang. I'm like, that's because those are the only people you're following on Twitter, you idiots. Yeah. Like I knew that I loved Elizabeth Warren, but I knew that I was also only following like mainly Warren people. So there were all obviously a lot of people who liked other people. So we do ourselves a service when like, you know, we get excited about the things that, you know, we self-select sometimes, and it's not a bad thing, but we have to be aware of it.
We do, and it is frustrating, but at the same time, it's a mental health protective thing, because just I can tell you, seeing any kind of just crazy Trump circulating around, it's just really bad for your health. You just start feeling like, oh, I hate this. I'm feeling, you know, depressed or whatever, or God, Americans are super racist, which a lot of them are. But
yep.
It's much better for your mental health to just kind of live in that bubble, but you also have to try and have an understanding of what's going on outside of it, which unfortunately a lot of us don't.
Yeah, getting people to peek outside. Like my husband's from California. He has never lived outside of California, and I'm not saying this at all to insult my husband, because this is symptomatic of anyone who has been in one political ecosystem for their entire lives. I think his view of the typical American voter is that they are more to the left than they are. Like, I mean, I grew up in New Hampshire, which is politically purple, which I think reflects that's reflective of what the average American voter, even if that's not what they believe in their head, it's how they vote. And they'll tell you how they vote. I've canvassed, I've been door to door. I believe you've canvassed before. You've done quite a bit of going out and talking to the voter. And they're like, their concerns are different than you might hear in downtown Los Angeles. Like, and that's something that you don't find out about unless you go out and talk to people. So
yeah. I mean, and that's why I encourage people to phone bank and you know, in normal times when we're not at the end of the world, to go out and talk to people in person. But yeah, you have to be able to talk to these voters and get where they're coming from where they're coming from. I mean, and sometimes it is just racism or what have you, but a lot of times it's just a complete lack of understanding of what's happening in the world, because they're also, a lot of these red voters are in their own little bubbles. And so, you know, you get like these two bubbles colliding, and, you know, nobody knows what the hell to do at that point.
On an up note, Kansas.
You look like you're seeing something important.
On an up note, Kansas is leaning Biden, but I just want to warn you guys. So I know this because my brother lives in Kansas City, and I'm trying to figure out which. I don't know the names of the counties in there. I believe that the ones that are reporting are the ones that are right around Kansas City. Kansas City is like this bright blue dot in a fucking ocean of red, and so the fact that right now that Biden has a lead, you know, and they have less than 35% reporting right now, and they had the audacity to put a little blue dot on there, like it's in the lead for Biden. Like, guys, hold your horses. This is like it's still Kansas, even though Kansas City's got a lot of Democrats. Just calm the fuck down, Kansas. Take that little blue dot and maybe shelve it until you at least get to 50% of the vote. I've been to Kansas. I know Kansas. I have high hopes for you. Maybe one day, Kansas. I'm not so sure about today. I would love it. That would be so cool. I don't have that much faith in you yet, given that you're surrounded by all of this other red. Like, whew. Yeah. But Colorado is quite. I mean, it's still early, but like, Jesus Christ, it's 42% reporting, and it's 60 to 37. So 60 to 37. It's going pretty well for Biden. I'm gonna you know, take a wild guess that Colorado's Biden's. So we're good on that. New Mexico's obviously already.
Colorado wasn't an absolute blowout. So
yeah, Colorado is going Biden quite for sure. Let's see how far Texas is along. 61% is reporting so far, and Biden's still 1.3 points ahead. So that's not a great.
So I've got it here. Yeah, I've got less good news over here with Texas. The New York Times website. Okay. I've got Biden and Trump tied with 66% of the vote in.
Okay. Sorry. Is it clock at number 2 o'clock?
I think it might be. Remember, it's all Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Anything else on top of that would be cherry on top. But I mean, the ones that have to be won
have a look at, because I will be surprised if Biden's likely to get Arizona as well. Last time I checked the polling there, he was ahead in Arizona, and I think he lost that last time. So
yeah, Arizona's been a red state for a long time, since '96, I think it was.
Yeah, and he was polling quite ahead. So it's just a quick. I apologize to you guys that I'm not really, and I haven't interacted enough with the comments. It's just I've turned into political wonk mode. So I'm glad I hope this is amusing to you guys. I'm glad you guys are hanging out. If this is giving you guys a comfort or sexual pleasure or whatever the fuck you're here for, cool. Glad that we're not Chuck Todd or Rick Santorum for you tonight. Like, this is like, basically, if we weren't doing this, we would be doing this exact same thing, only via text message or, you know, via FaceTime. So this is just us doing this with an audience. So it's right. Yeah. So I'm glad we can be amusing for you. So if we're not abusing you, just get the fuck out and go watch someone else do it. But this is just, oh my God, a lot of staring at this. But I just want a big thank you guys for hanging out the past week and hanging out for the hour of election distraction marathon week. And throwing some Hershey's Kisses at me. And Russell, you bought me a goddamn immersion blender, and I am so grateful. That is going to come in so much handy for Thanksgiving. So I put my Amazon wish list underneath the video. So look, I mainly put my Amazon wish list was mostly like stuff that if I had registered for my wedding, which I did not, like, I'm like, okay, here are random things for my kitchen that I don't need right now, but I could use. But mostly, like, I put candy on there because if you feel like, if you don't want to like throw money into my Patreon, but you're like, if you're someone who's like, I feel weird about sending cash to you, but I wouldn't mind buying you some candy, there is a way to do that. And I just like I said, I brought not one. Hold on. not 2, not 3,
Wow.
not 4, not 5. And here's the crazy thing: I haven't touched these yet because I'm under so much anxiety that I'm like, I can't eat right now. And I have Milk Duds and hold on, Milk Duds and Junior Mints and Reese's and Sour Patch Kids and Nerds. I got all of my favorites.
Oh my God.
All of my favorites, and I haven't there's been no appetite to eat them. I'm
Yeah.
broken. I'm a broken human. I need Biden win so I can eat some candy and pop some champagne.
It's pretty much 9:30 over here, and I have not eaten dinner or anything because it's just there's no appetite whatsoever.
There are milk. Do you understand how much I love caramel and chocolate? It's just God came down on the 8th day and said, "Let there be caramel and chocolate," and then the 9th day said, "Wait, we need a balancing flavor." And Sour Patch Kids were his children. Oh, they were beautiful. Oh, I just.
Oh my God.
This is. Thank you for letting me bounce this nuttiness. When I say I'll be right back, I mean I literally have I have a tiny little fridge on my desk, and I need another Diet Coke. I'll be back in 4 seconds. Hold on.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll go ahead and look at some of these elections. Oh God. I am emotionally invested in Biden winning this election.
Same.
Yeah. You know, you should, since you're doing the wedding registry under your videos now, you should register for ask somebody for a citrus reamer or something ridiculous that you're never going to use. Put some fun china.
I'm such a nut job kitchen addict. I keep planning on putting in, because I'm making cheesecakes now, just because it's a thing I'm doing. I want more springform. I want little mini springform pans. So my friend Victor runs a cheesecake company. If you're ever in San Francisco, order my friend Victor's cheesecake. It's called Rochelle's Cheesecake. Hold on, I'm just gonna write the name of it in the comments, because if you live in San Francisco, you need this cheesecake. I had this for my wedding cake. Just because I'm throwing down more wedding stuff. Anyways, cheesecake. I think that's just I think the website is just Rochelle's.com. But anyways, really amazing cheesecake, and it was nothing I'd ever had before. Just thick. Crazy thick and creamy and so good. And I'm like, I can't get this delivered by Gold Bellies or whatever down to LA from San Francisco. And look, I has an anxiety and I has a great need. I need the cheesecake. And I'm like, I need to learn how to make cheesecake. And I've been worried it's difficult. The cheesecake will fall or it will crack, or I'm like, I'm going to blow up the kitchen with So I hunt around the internet for a recipe, and I find a couple of recipes and I'm like, all right, these look like maybe they'll, and I don't know what I'm looking for, because I'm there's a chemistry to this thing. There are random ingredients that are going to make it fluffier or thicker or whatever. And I look for a recipe and I commented as well. I'm like, I'm trying to make cheesecake and I miss yours and I don't know what I'm looking for. And he's like, send me the recipe you found. And he's like, and it's after I've already bought the ingredients for this, and he tells me it's a much simpler recipe than the things I put to it. I'm like, fine, I'll try making this thing. And he makes this ultra dense cheesecake. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this thing. It's fluffy and it's disappointing to me. And my housemates, I live in a commune. My housemates fucking love this thing. They're like, oh, it's very tasty. And I'm like, it's not Victor's, and I'm very sad. But he told me what the ingredients were without telling me the ratios. And getting ratios right in cooking, that's the difference between, bunch of cheese and a cheesecake. I didn't know if I was going to end up with a mess or light or wonderfully anyways, I get what tastes remarkably like my wedding cake on my first try. Yes. Anyways, so now my housemates are like, so can you make this on a regular basis? So I'm very happy. I have amazingly good cheesecake. Yeah. So that is my look. I have one thing going for me right now.
You're talking about real cheesecake.
Yes, it's I don't. It's just there is so much cream cheese in my house right now. It's an alarming house. An absurd amount of cream cheese in my house. I'm like, I might look. I lost a lot of weight over the last few years. If I gain some of it back eating anxiety cheesecakes over this election, I'm okay with it. These cheesecakes are worth it. Cheesecakes are worth it.
It sounds like a good problem to have.
So yeah, that is what I'm saying is, look, when COVID is over, when all of this is past, I'm just inviting you guys all over for a face licking and cheesecake eating party. That is once everyone is vaccinated, just come on over. I miss the world being a thing that we're allowed to pick one day. I might have I find out in 2 days if I'm getting my next round of because I was in the vaccine trial. I find out very soon or I don't know if they're going to tell me or not, but they're doing the blood test to whatchamacallit. They're doing blood draws and finding out if I have antibodies. So that'll be neat.
Oh.
So yeah.
Nice. That's
I signed up. It's because here's the downside for a vaccine trial. So you sign up and you just, it's a coin toss if you got the vaccine or a fucking placebo. And everyone, because everyone heard rumors that, oh, it's really pretty much everyone's getting these side effects. No. Because I'm me and I have, a really big audience, and a lot of them are, people that work in various scientific fields. A couple of people who work at Johnson & Johnson / Janssen, they, 2 people emailed me saying, hey, if you have any questions about the trial, let us know. And, of course, the first question I sent was, can I have the vaccine and not the placebo? And they're like, no. They're like, we have no control over that. But one of the questions I had was, so what are the side effects? How typical is it to get side effects from this? And because, I got it and my arm was like briefly sore, but like I didn't know if it was, I could have been because I was holding myself funny for a while. It could have been because I'm, that thing where you sit there and pay attention going, is it sore? Is it going to get sore? Like, it wasn't that, like, do you get sore when you get a flu shot, like that weird stiffness? Yeah, like my arm really like, I got that fucking flu, like it takes over like my entire upper arm for like a day with the flu shot. I didn't get that at all. I didn't get any of the, like, no body aches, no fever, no tiredness, nothing from this. And the people that emailed me from Johnson & Johnson very kindly, they're like, yeah, about half of people get nothing, not even a sore arm.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, maybe. And here's the thing, I just have to keep telling myself, we don't know. It's coin toss, fucking coin toss. So being told, like, and the thing that I have to do is sit there and hope maybe I got the antibodies, but I have to behave as though I did not. So and that's absolutely, and that's the thing that you have to do anyway. And I think that, like, if I see somebody out there not wearing a mask, I don't assume, oh, they probably got sick already and they don't need to wear one anymore. I think that person's an asshole. So
100%. By the way, somebody in the comments wants to know how to send you a cheesecake without going through Amazon. They don't want to give money to Bezos.
It's, you don't need to send me a cheesecake. Hold on, let me scroll. How could I send you cheesecake without paying these? So it's like there. It's so It's the same. It's. I don't know how to tell. Here's the thing. I make cheesecake, so I'm okay with that. We'll figure this one out later. I'm like, I just started making cheesecake so that I wouldn't have to have it sent to me, but I appreciate the question. Let's see. It's, just let Bezos make his millions. I need the combo pack of fruit roll up, fruit by the foot, and Gushers. Okay, you don't know how much I need that in my life. So it's just it's like, look, it's. I think that there are some snacks that are just eternal, and Gushers. If there's something that just it's Gushers / fruit roll-ups. Still a good snack. I think I bought like a giant pack of those when like the world went into lockdown, because I was like, what if I get the version of COVID that makes me lose my ability to taste? Like, it's like I sat there thinking, which things will I be sad if I don't get to taste again? And I don't know why, but fruit roll-ups was on the list.
I'm very much just like a chocolate guy. Like peanut butter and chocolate together, just my thing. I could do that over anything else.
I got a couple of giant things because I was like, all right, what if we have to lock down? Like, what if there are food shortages? I bought 2 giant fucking things of peanut butter at the beginning of this. So I prepared a little too well because, some of you guys watching might remember this. I posted a video like early on in the pandemic of this rice container of rice, and I'm like, my rice is moving, and everyone's like, you have pantry moths, you need to purge everything in your pantry. I was not prompt about purging my pantry moths. Who did we get a problem? So there was a slow infestation. Anyways, so I purged my pantry, got rid of like most of the flowers in there, went through everything that looked like it could possibly be pantry. Like, oh my God. There were many flowers lost in the Great Purge. It's now like my flour and my rice are living in the freezer. Like I'm being like nothing new is coming into the house. Things or anything that's not in the freezer is like tape sealed. Like there were 2 bags of masa harina that were not kept in like a sealed plastic bag. They were just in the paper package that they come in. That the pantry moths had just busted through. There were just holes. I'm like, I was gonna make pupusas. I'm very angry about it. I had plans for this. Oh my God. But yeah, there was a purge and just there were moths everywhere. But after all that cleaning, there are finally no moths yet. It's just half my freezer, because I'm so afraid of them coming back, is full of goddamn rice and flour. So that's been my week, is learning how to make cheesecakes and just destroying half of the flour in my kitchen. So how's your week been other than watching the death of democracy? There has to be other things happening, right?
I assume so. It's literally just been this. It's all been voter protection work, election protection work, getting the word out, working with, I'm actually gonna have to jump off in like 2 minutes. Telemundo, not on the air with Telemundo, just talking to their people, because some of our spokespeople are going to be going on the air and talking to Latino voters.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Do the thing.
Say it again.
I said nice.
Oh, yes. But yeah, this has just been my entire life. This whole thing's consumed my whole life. And I was going to say I would be happy when it's over, but because I'm worried about the result, I will only be happy when it's over if we have a new president. If not, I'm going to start figuring out my exit strategy. So.
Yeah, I don't, let's see. Oh shit, has Texas gone back to red? Yeah, Texas went back to red by it's within 0.3. Jesus.
Oof.
So, guys, when it gets to the point where I'm like, I need stronger THCs in my system, I might have to just get off of here. I don't know how long I can do this. Remember when Stephen Colbert 4 years ago, they were live. They were basically, it was the Daily Show's version of live streaming. It's and all of a sudden it's and Stephen Colbert starts having a slight mental breakdown live on the air. We did not plan. Yes. We did not plan for this ending to the evening. At least I came in planning for potential civil war. I knew this could be 6 possible endings, and at least 5 of them are bad. There's
yes,
one
100%.
It's before you go, share this metaphor with me. You watch the Avengers movies, yeah?
Of course.
Okay, there's a scene where Tony Stark is asking Doctor Strange, in all of those different permutations that you saw, how many of them do we come out of this on top? And he's like, 1. It's we just need one good ending here. We just need one. Just need one. We just need to find that one. And the one I'm aiming for is the one in which there's no fighting on the streets afterwards, and Joe Biden wins clearly tonight. Now that I'll settle for a bunch of other ones too, but the one we need is any of them in which Joe Biden wins. So I'll take it.
I agree. I'm just fingers crossed, here's hoping, and I know.
Yeah.
Say a prayer, whatever you believe in. I'm not religious, whatever.
Shake the rattlesnake cross to Sobek, whatever you got to do.
Sacrifice the goat, whatever you got to do. Just do it.
Look, the goat. I made sure that it was zoned for the goat in my backyard. It's okay. Anyways, you take care of yourself. I'd say make sure you get some sleep tonight, but make sure you get some sleep this week. So.
Yeah, I'll go later in the week. All right. Well, thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Hey guys. All right. So I'm getting inundated with messages. Anyways, we have some news. I'm not sure which states have been See, I'm getting a handful of messages. Jesus. These are Many a graph are coming in at once, which is not at all terrifying. Why are a lot of different things are coming in at once? But let's see, Biden is up to it's up to 131 to 92, and of course things are flopping wildly back and forth between Biden and Trump being up. I need I need alcohol, and I'm not a drinker. Let's see, Biden is at this point with only 10% reporting, very far ahead in Minnesota. Where are we with Wisconsin? Let's see, we're at 21% reporting with Trump in the lead. I'm gonna vomit. Let's see, Ohio. Let's see, Biden's in the lead in Ohio, but this is 69% reporting, but it's really, really goddamn close. Whew. Guys, I don't know if I can do this anymore. This is just getting close. Very close and very stressful. Someone said, gotta hit the Kahlua and the chocolate. I need a drink too. Yeah, I think I need a drink too is about the feeling the night. Finally, we have you by yourself. Yeah, guys, I don't know how much more of just staring at the at the horror that's coming in I can handle by myself. Or never mind by myself, or that I can handle. Period. What's Pennsylvania look like? Oh, it's not a good sign when you click on a state and it just like goes blank back to the we're only at 15% reporting, so I mean it means nothing yet, but 15% reporting and Biden is convincingly in the lead. Fingers crossed. This is good. Stephanie Daniels is saying what we're all thinking. This fucking sucks. Yeah, it's terrifying. It's all terrifying. And I mean, like, the main reason I was popping on here tonight is not that like I think I'm giving you guys any breaking news. I know if you want breaking news and pop analysis from people that know more about this than I do, you're gonna go to people who are professionals about this. I get that. I doing this because I know you guys have been coming to me for information that you can trust that I'm not spinning this in any way, throughout the pandemic at least. So I'm more going through this with you than trying to be the news for you. So I'm glad that I'm can be here for a little bit of silliness. It's and an occasional argument with Alice. But I hope this has been amusing whilst we're all kind of losing our goddamn minds. So yeah, this has been a fucking night. Let's have a poke through. So I mean, Pennsylvania looks good for Biden so far. Pennsylvania, fingers fucking crossed. Ohio is leaning Trump. How far is it leaning? Not very far, but still with 70% reporting. So, Jesus. Oh, let's see where Frank Mosier has it right. We're not here for breaking news. We're here to be anxious together. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, this is easy. Like, it's it's funny. I told my husband I would be live streaming tonight. He's like, I'm just going to spend a late night at work and not deal with the election. I'm like, that's probably safer for you. Like, this is the election at this point is just blood sport. It's a little terrifying. I'm curious, and this is something I'm not sure of, and this is why I feel like I should like at some point like turn on a major news network and have a look. Are these like are these counting like how many of the ballots that were cast, or how many of the how many of the mail-in ballots are these including? And I'm genuinely not sure, because I know a handful of states, they don't start counting mail-in ballots until today. So I'm not sure how that works out. So that's anyways. So that's yeah. I don't know how that's going to shake down. I don't know if that's if these are included in the vote totals that they've counted so far. But that's part of the reason why I'm not expecting these to be called tonight. It's just, we're just here to slowly be terrified about how this is all going to work tonight. So, yikes. The one thing we have to remember, though, I'm looking at New York, and I'm just curious because I see, yeah, like it's funny because I see there are a handful of states that have been called already for Biden. that they only have like 18% reporting, right? And I was looking at the overall popular vote that's in right now, and that kind of threw me for a second, because I saw the popular vote was 30 million for Trump and 29 million for Biden. And I'm like, that and that threw me, because I saw which states had reported, and then I realized they had been reported based on projections, because I looked at New York, and New York is at 18% reporting, but they know New York's gonna fucking go for Biden, obviously. So they're like, we can just call this one already. So obviously they just have listed in the popular vote so far the ones that they've counted, even though they know there's going to be a ton more coming in eventually, for both Biden and Trump from New York, but more for Biden. So looking at these, there are, I believe, a bunch up the East Coast that aren't, so let's have a look at Connecticut. Is it even close? 16% reporting for Connecticut, but like they know it's going to go Biden. Like, so that that makes, that's why the popular vote is the popular vote total at this point is a little behind what it'll eventually. Same thing with now this is interesting with Virginia. Hold on a second, that can't be right. Yeah, Virginia has already been called for Biden, and at 47% reporting, he's currently behind in the vote total, but it's been called for him, and that's interesting. Look, I'm not a votomatician. I don't know how that works, but that's something. Let's see. Oh my God. Let's see. Wisconsin here, there were people counting the absentee ballots when I went to vote today. Oh, okay. So Wisconsin, I'd seen that they were starting to that they were starting the vote counts today. There were a couple of videos. If you guys are looking, if you're looking for information on this, and this is kind of where I get a little bit more of my info. I hunt around the internet, of course, and hunt for, there are a great number of videos, both from Vox and the New York Times, talking about how these things work. And I believe there was a video from the New York Times on how the absentee vote or ballot voting is working out. And I think it was Wisconsin, they said, is only starting to be counted today. And it's the fact that they're only allowed to start counting today just is going to add to the confusion when it's like, we have, are the absentee ballots showing up when people are trying to figure out, or let me rephrase this, when it's being reported out by people who are trying to contend what the results of the election are. Some people are going to try to say that the votes or the ballots came in later. They're going to try to confuse the public about when the votes came in. And these are votes that were sent in far ahead on time. They came in ahead on time. They were here way early. And just because they're only allowed to start counting the votes on election day, they didn't get everything counted the day of, because it's millions and millions of ballots, and so they're going to be able to kind of use a little bit of propaganda to make it sound like people are trying to change the vote or change the election blue, when it's not changing the election. It's just counting all the ballots that were already there, and that seems like a tactic that they're gonna try to use. It's been hinted at by Jason Miller and by other people in the administration who have said, they can't, they're going to try to count, overturn the vote, overturn the will of the people by continuing counting the ballots. It's like, continuing counting the ballots is not overturning the will of the people. It's doing the will of the people. So yeah, it's gonna be rough. Anyways. So yeah, lots of Midwestern states right now that are up in the air. Oh God, Texas is still red. Lots of them going red. I'm not sure if I should start drinking a clock or not. It might be that I don't know. I don't drink. Let's see. Kansas is back to Trump, which is expected. We expected that. Let's see. Texas is, how far is that? I expected too much from Texas. Really, I did. I expected too much. I expected too much too soon. But I mean, there's still time. We'll see. I expected too much from Texas. Let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, Florida's already been called, hasn't it? 91% reporting. Yeah, that's done. Georgia is Yeah, there's no way. Gonna guess North Carolina is gonna go Biden. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me a heart attack. Okay, well, I think it's officially Yvette needs to go take a nap o'clock. This is just let Rust Belt do me a solid. Don't have fucked this one up. It's otherwise I'm going to be reporting live from Albania this time next year. Anyways, I'll probably be tweeting a lot of this later, probably with hopefully more drugs in my system at this point. Legal. I'm in California, legal ones. Anyways, I hope this has been amusing for you guys for a couple of hours. I hope we've helped entertain, get you through a few hours of your evening, as horrifying as they may have been, or I don't know how you guys are doing out there. Keep your anxiety levels down. Remember, we don't know where the night's gonna get to. I'll probably try to put a kind of little, wrap up little button on the end of the night if I'm okay at the end of the evening, on the side, the Facebook page. It's whatever happens tonight. Part of me wants to say it's going to be okay. But whatever you're doing to keep yourself safe tonight, if there is civil unrest in your area, I understand a lot of times. I would say, if you feel the need to go out and counter protest, it's go out and stay safe. Please stay in tonight. There have been people out there kind of doing dress rehearsals for tonight with their trucks and their guns. Don't go out and fuck with these terrorists. Please just stay in tonight, no matter what happens. I love you guys and I want you to be safe. And that's the biggest thing that I've had anxiety about these last few days, has been that these people are getting a little horrifying in their in their complete disregard for human life of the people that they just disagree with on the other side. So please, whatever happens with the results, whatever happens with unrest in your area, please stay home and keep yourself safe, so that we can goof off and talk about science and whatnot in the future. So I love you guys. Keep yourself safe. I hope that everything turns out well tonight. If we don't have an answer, I hope that everyone stays safe tonight. So and I hope that we can just get back to some goofing off on Friday for the live stream. So night, guys.